Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Figures.
Let that bitch breathe. Let that bitch breathe.
Oh god. What up, everyone? This is episode 95 of the iLLogical Synth Podcast.
We back.
This is your boy BUSBY.
Yes, sir.
And as you can hear, my co-host JC Nuts
Laker games.
is very, very happy right now.
Yes.
Because if y'all don't know, if y'all live under a rock, LeBron James has signed with the Lakers.
LeBron, LABron, LeBron. Let's get it.
Yeah. So, how you feeling?
Let me tell you something, man. I've dreamt about the return to relevancy, and it feels so damn good.
Hey, I used to I remember on some episodes I kind of say, how do you feel if LeBron would ever come to the Lakers? He was like, I'll be happy, man. You know, we like putting shit out in the illogical universe, and when that happens, it fucking happens.
I mean, my whole situation wasn't my first option I wanted to go with, no. But
he's a fucking superstar.
I wasn't going to turn it down.
I was shocked. I was doing some shit, and I left my phone somewhere because it was charging. And all of a sudden I come back and one of my friends said, oh, did you hear the news? I was like, well, what happened? LeBron James, man. I was like, who do you sign with? The Lakers. And I was like, oh shit. Then I opened my phone. I saw the ESPN report. A 4-year contract for $153.3 million, which I was shocked about. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's already set. And then the tweet after that, my text right under that update, JC's like, we on! Shit.
Yeah, actually, I almost got stabbed by Larissa.
Why? What, did you scream?
So, yeah, I was asleep in the room and she was cooking dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And my phone kept buzzing. So when I woke up, I was like, okay, what's going on? So I looked at my phone. LeBron signs with the Lakers.
Was it like
LeBron
a delayed reaction?
With the Lakers.
Was it like a
LeBron signs with the Lakers? LeBron signs with the Lakers. Oh!
Was it
we
like,
just got LeBron!
Was it like a delayed reaction? You were just like,
well, if you heard the repeat, that's what it was. It was LeBron signs with the Lakers. LeBron signs with the Lakers. LeBron signs with the Lakers. LeBron signs with. We just got LeBron.
It was like the ending to College Dropout.
Yeah, so I ran out screaming, and she comes out the kitchen with the knife, like, oh my god, don't ever scare me like that again.
Don't blame you. It's just like I remember that's how I felt when we signed. What's his name? Who's the wide receiver? Antoine Bowden to the Niners. I remember, when that happened, I jumped out my seat like, oh, nothing happened. But still, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
They're going to throw a parade for that nigga, even though he didn't win nothing.
Nah,
might as well throw a parade.
Nah, we're not the Cleveland Browns where we throw a parade for going winless. Shouts out to Jeannie, Magic, and Rob for making it do what it do, because obviously the reports came out on Saturday. Paul George was already at a party in OKC, and he signed on the dotted line. So his deal
what was his contract?
4 years, $137 million.
He was stupid for that.
I'm gonna call him stupid.
I mean, okay, money-wise.
No, money-wise it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he has the 3-year deal and the opt-out, and then when that opt-out comes out, it's the new collective bargaining deal. So at the end of the day, he could walk away 7 years, $280 million.
That's like a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you want to win championships?
Well, they're in a position with that too. So Melo's going to be out the picture after this year.
Melo needs to retire.
You put $28 million in front of me, I'm not retiring either. That's just, it is what it is. If you're stupid enough to pay it, I'm glad to take it.
All right.
So he's going to be out the picture soon. The situation with Billy Donovan, we don't know what's going to take place, but it's likely he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And the fact that you now have Paul George and Westbrook committed, that's going to attract some players. So You gotta look at it from that standpoint too.
Yep. But y'all niggas, after just 1 year, you guys went from trash to contenders.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels
like all of a sudden, it's like Magic just said, "Fuck this," and just broke the glass with the emergency cast and said, "Get your ass over here."
Yeah. So I mean, again, shouts out to Jeannie, Magic, and Rob, because then coming with LeBron, it seems like he's doing a Jay-Z's I Declare War tour, because he's bringing all his former rivals with him.
Yeah.
So Lance Stevenson inked a 1-year deal. JaVale McGee got a 1-year deal. And Rajon Rondo, 1-year deal.
Yeah, 1-year deal. I was like, oh, wow. So,
and then on top of that, so then KCP, of course, is under the same agency. So they rewarded KCP with a 1-year, $12 million deal.
Wow.
But there was a casualty, because as a result of that, Julius Randle ended up getting his rights renounced. And he ended up leaving for the Pelicans on a 2-year, $18 million deal.
Well,
so it sucks that we lost Julius Randle,
but it was a necessary casualty.
You know, it's one of those things where
when LeBron comes, someone gotta die.
Basically, I mean, and that's the thing too is
right.
somebody got to go.
Someone got to go.
And that's the thing too is he plays both the 3 and the 4. We already got Ingram occupying the 3. Randall's role was gonna end up getting diminished no matter what. So.
And then, I can just know how you are now with the Lakers. Now you got this nigga. You guys actually got superstars on the team literally overnight. Man,
we got one superstar.
No, I'm just saying, you guys got players now. Now, you bad now. I'm talking as a fan. You bad. I thought you were bad now. Oh shit! You Warrior fans, get ready. The amount of shit that JC gonna talk, you should get ready. See, if I'm a Niner fan, and when they play, I become a whole different person when the game's on. This nigga right here, shit.
Well, the Warriors got some reason to talk because, still feel confident, I should say.
See, literally before we went on the air, we were literally about to press record, and Martine's jaw dropped.
Yep.
So we thought, oh shit, are you good?
No.
Go explain why, and I'll cover devil's advocate.
I don't think it's something happened to his family or something. I was like, you good? And he was like,
just go ahead and say it.
Yeah, man. Boogie Cousin got signed by the Warriors.
Yeah.
Got kicked in the nuts. Get the M laugh too.
That shit hurts, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't do that.
It sucks because, obviously we were looking to add him in, especially the fact he signed for only a year at $5.3 million.
With the mid-level exception that, what's his name? KD freed up.
Yeah. So that definitely sucks, but he's still coming off that ruptured Achilles, so we don't know what he's looking like. So it's a gamble on their part, but I look forward to seeing them in the challenge
right now. Because before we recorded, JC and Martine were just talking about we gonna get. They were so confident that Cousins was coming to the Lakers.
I wasn't confident. I just said that was a possibility, and it's looking like
the more y'all were talking about it, it was almost like coming into fruition. And then all of a sudden, Steve Kerr said, kicked you guys in the nuts.
Man, GM.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so Boogie's over there, which means the West just got that much more interesting.
And even Kobe loves to move. I mean, of course he is. Black Mama's gonna love it.
Well, he likes the LeBron move.
Yeah.
Because no one's reacted to the Cousins move.
Well, because it just happened right now.
Yeah, no,
right.
So it's kind of like.
I want to clarify that.
It's just literally.
But another reason why I'm still not tripping off of it is because we still got a move that could either take place by the deadline or the next offseason, and that's Kawhi Leonard.
I mean,
so I didn't have us winning. With all this, I still didn't have us winning a title this year anyways. I said 2020. We're on pace for that.
Yeah.
So let the Warriors go do what they want to do. And I still got it that we can take them out by next year.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
That goes around.
I'm good with that too.
I'm just saying, like I've been saying, the Western Conference Final is the new NBA Finals.
Well, they've been that way for years.
But now it's really not like that now. So it's like whoever wins the Western Conference Finals, they're the champions.
Basically, I mean,
Martine
and I, it ain't new to us.
It's whatever to me. I'm just enjoying the show. It's with the Michael Jackson popcorn gift. That's me. I'm just enjoying the show. That's just me.
But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's another chapter for LeBron.
He didn't have to make no decision announcement. He had to write an article. He had to go on ESPN. He just
Decision 3.0 went exactly like I thought it was gonna go. No firecrackers, no cameras all around. Just get to the point, and then I'll see you guys later.
I'll see you at training camp.
Right.
Whole ass niggas.
Yeah. But again, like you said, Kobe loves it. All the former Lakers, they're excited for it. Obviously, Laker gang, Laker Nation is... I mean, we back relevant. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And overnight, literally. How long was this little drought?
5 years, going on 6.
5, yeah. 5 long years.
I mean, put it this way. Last time we were in the playoffs, they still had the playoff and finals logos on the court.
They don't have that no more.
Nope.
Yeah, they just have the players' logos there.
Right.
Now. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. So again, hey, I'm ready. Like, let's get to work.
Around the league.
Yeah, some more free agent news popped up. So again, Paul George, he re-ed up with OKC. Nas ended up performing at that party, which I saw and I was like...
Because it came out of nowhere, because then they said that he wasn't going to sign with them and shit like that.
Well, I mean, there was speculation, and he was doing that Sports Center special, so it kind of led people to think, well, if you're doing that, you're not doing that to re-sign. You're likely out of here.
Yeah.
I found out about that last week before last week's episode, but I chose not to discuss it just because I was like...
You didn't want to put it in the universe.
Right, and I was like, let's just see what happens. And then, sure enough, the next day, that series popped up. But Nas ended up performing there, and all I took from that was, that's a shot at the Lakers. Because of Lonzo's comments, nobody listened to Nas like that anymore. So that's how I took that. But shouts out to him. Sam Presti, we were making fun of him for letting go of 3 MVPs, or 2 MVPs, I should say. But in some ways, he's found a way to redeem himself because he now has a dynamic duo back in OKC.
Well, just don't fuck it up.
Yeah. We'll
Like
see
you
how
did
that
all
plays
your
out.
other MVPs. Shit.
CP3 ended up re-signing with the Rockets. He
That's not
took the max deal. So he got 4 years, 160 mil.
It's not surprising.
Right. We knew he was going to do that deal. As a result of that deal, though, they had to let go of Trevor Ariza because they couldn't make the money work, and now Ariza's with the Suns.
Bums.
Shout out to Ariza though. You know, he was there on our 2009 title team, so shouts out to him. And then, of course, when we were going off air, James Harden was in the process of winning the MVP and gave one of the most horrendous acceptance speeches in anything I've ever seen ever.
Ever?
Horrible.
I feel like he tried to outdo KD with the whole mom thing.
I feel like he didn't even go up there playing. Like he just went up there and
Just like how he does. Just like how he does with defense.
But just just the fact that he brought his mom out there and was like, "Oh, if it wasn't for you," and I mean, I get that, but I mean, it just felt like he was trying to outdo KD.
Right.
See what happens when Lil B lifts the base god curse? You win the MVP.
Yeah.
Don't win no championships. You'll just do good, but he didn't say how much. Shit.
That's true. So that's going on, and then of course, this seems like it's 4 or 5 years in the making with DeAndre Jordan.
I don't know why.
So for the listeners out there who remember, he already had a deal in place in principle ready to go about 4 or 5 years ago with the Mavericks, and then the Clippers came over and locked him in his own house and wouldn't leave till he signed the contract.
They did that?
Yeah, they all went over his place and they
Oh, so they did like an intervention damn near.
Yeah, they ordered pizza, they played video games, they kept him from leaving the house, and
That's some baller shit. Like that sounds like some shit that happened on like the Rock show on HBO or some shit.
yeah. And then Mark Cuban was trying to get a hold of him. He wasn't answering the phone. He's racing to the house. Nobody's answering the door. But as you can see, Blake's gone. CP3 is gone. And before this deal, they traded away Austin Rivers to the Wizards for Marcin Gortat. So DeAndre Jordan is finally joining the Mavs for 24
So the
mil.
Clippers have nobody now.
They're revamped. That's a whole revamp.
Revamped.
They got
never
picks.
were.
They got new draft picks.
They never were. They're like the stepchild of the fucking Los
Well,
Angeles.
they're revamped from being the stepchild of Los Angeles. Now they're back to being the ugly kid.
Damn.
Like, that's...
It's kind of like how the Chargers are.
Nah, Clippers got more respect put on their name than that.
That's even mean. Oh, yeah, they're in your division, so yeah, we could talk shit about them too. Fuck
Right.
them. And the Rams.
So, I mean, as far as the big news goes, again, like I said, the Boogie Cousins deal was the most recent one. Outside of that, I want all the goddamn smoke y'all can give me. All of it.
Get the laugh.
All the smoke you could even handle. I want it. Give it to me.
Get the Vincent Price laugh. You forgot.
Wait.
Well,
Let me get into that. Don't rush it.
Oh. It's like the ending of Against All Odds, man. I got my money right. Now I want war. Now press all the guns again. Got my money right. Now I want war. Give it to me.
Yeah. So that covers all the...
Congrats. Again,
Thank
you
you.
Laker fans deserve it.
Hey,
you got to take down the Titans in Oakland.
Hey,
That's
a challenge.
That's a challenge.
That is a challenge I am looking forward to.
Because everybody just wants the Warriors to fall. Because they were hoping that Dwight Howard would be that cancer. Now it's not going to happen.
For my prediction for Lakers 2020 to come to complete fruition, it involves taking out the Warriors. And if Boogie's going to be a part of that, and we somehow, some way, with Kawhi Leonard on board, we find a way to do that next year, it makes that title that much sweeter.
Hey, 2K is going to be fun to play.
Oh, it was already fun to play.
But now it's going to be even more fun. I feel like I'm living in a 2K world right now. I'm like, there's like a 2K roster. Okay.
Martine, you've had some things to say about
LeBron James.
before yesterday, which was, of course, Sunday, July 1st. Has your ideologies changed on LeBron Ramon James Sr.?
Wow, that's his whole name?
That's his name? Ramon?
Or did you just make that up?
Idea.
No, that's his no name.
I had no idea he was
Ramon.
Honestly, it's hard for me to completely accept it, but I will say that my thoughts about him have toned down a little bit just because he does make my team better. Point blank, period.
So in other words, what you're saying is, you want smoke too?
I'm with it.
Give us the damn smoke.
And I'm just sitting here with my popcorn.
Just chilling.
I'm just watching the trailer. It's like, this is going to be a dope movie. This is going to be a dope movie in the next few months.
This NBA season is going to be a movie.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is. Well, I'll just be sitting here with my Niner jersey, just waiting.
Oh.
I mean, fortunately for you, football comes before basketball, so
Yeah, but that takes
6 or 7
forever.
weeks.
It takes forever. Anyway, speaking of movies, I didn't go to the movies this week. Shocker, because there really wasn't shit to see.
Oh, and once again, Slurricane Cole is back.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be
in full celebration mode.
He's gonna be in full effect today.
I got the sweet tea with the mango simply lemonade.
Ooh.
And it's so damn golden, like the Lakers colors, and it's delicious.
Man.
Perfect.
Now
to have after you want all the smoke.
Now Hope and B have a reason to go to Laker games now instead of coming to Oakland.
Oh, of course, that's her
secret boo.
Yeah. That's her lover.
Yep.
Somebody tweeted a picture of Bron, the picture where he's in the locker room tweeting on the phone. Mm-hmm. And there's a picture side by side with him and then Beyonce. And then it's asking, yo, so how long's Jay gonna be in the studio for? By Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's like, because if you look at Beyonce, man, like every time there's like LeBron's in front of her, she always has that goo gaga eyes and shit like that.
Can you imagine this nigga playing in LA in front of Savannah, Beyonce, and Rihanna?
Man, he better be cool. But that man, Savannah's his wife, man, so he ain't gonna do nothing. That's his chop. But you have Rihanna being extra thirsty for him 24/7. You have Beyonce secretly in love with him. That's the life, man.
I mean, it really
Welcome
is.
to LA.
Yeah.
Welcome to the West Coast. You deserve it.
Now, obviously, as far as the East goes,
nothing.
No, you're selling them short.
I sure am.
You are.
When it comes to the finals. Regular season would be fun.
Come on,
the Boston Celtics, as much as I hate the Celtics, bro, like the fact they even got
close
because they went to Game 7 in the East Conference Finals. Right? They got 3 games without their 2 best players.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They not supposed to be taken lightly.
I'm just saying. We said this earlier. Oh, I don't want to ruin it. Go on.
Yeah. So I mean, you got the Celtics. You got Philly, of course. They're on the up and up. Mm-hmm. You still got the Raptors. I mean, the Raptors seem to kick everybody else's ass except for LeBron when he's claiming LeBronto. So
man,
that's over.
Don't let the Raptors go to the finals and get scraped by LeBron. That would be funny to watch Drake sitting courtside and watching him get fucking scraped.
You know what was funny? I went on Twitter and I was like, we know this much. With LeBron out of the East, the Toronto Raptors are going to win 2 games in the semifinals before getting wiped out.
Okay.
But I mean, hey, the NBA at this point
Is exciting.
is marketable as it can be.
Always has been.
Legit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you didn't go to the movies,
Nope.
but I went to the movies
Wow.
and I saw Uncle Drew.
Yeah, I couldn't really get into that. As much as I kind of wanted to, it was just like, I can't do it.
Yeah, Uncle Drew is the pure definition of a summertime flick. It's one of those flicks you go into, you don't care about the acting, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And it was actually better than I thought it was going to be.
Really? How was
Legit,
Kyrie's acting?
The story was actually well written. There was actually a nice cohesive story that went along with it. Kyrie acted pretty well. I mean, if you've seen him on the commercials, he was believable in the commercials.
Yeah.
So now he gets a feature length. Lil Rel's funny.
Of course.
All throughout, he was funny.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the two players that were used for the comedic relief were Reggie Miller and Chris Webber's character.
Really?
And
Oh,
they were good. Yeah.
I figured Shaq would have been more.
Shaq was the member that held the grudge. And again, that goes back to the story. There's an actual story that goes along with it.
Okay.
So it all ties together. And then Nate Robinson is the fifth member, and he plays kind of, I don't want to call it the sympathy role, but it's kind of the role that kind of brings them all together, that shows their brotherhood and unison. That's what his character represents.
Right.
And then Lisa Leslie actually plays Chris Webber's wife.
Damn, Lisa Leslie's hella old now, man. That's so crazy to think about.
Yeah, so I mean,
Hall of Famer.
Larissa and I went for date night, and
Aw.
it was cool. Like, again, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I was definitely right with the soundtrack. I knew the soundtrack was going to play a key role.
You picked the right ones.
And I picked the two dopest songs to put on
Our
the
playlist.
volume 1 of Summer Season.
Summer Season.
Yeah. And that was
Do it one time, but one time.
it was that joint with Tone Stiff featuring 2 Chainz, and then
Well,
Kyrie's.
yeah.
The Ridiculous joint.
Hey, Kyrie, I've been blasting that one. Kyrie is a good singer. He needs to really think about going into singing, or just like drop an EP or some shit.
Right. I mean, that's pretty much what they're all doing now. You got Victor Oladipo doing that in indie.
Really?
He can sing too.
Wow.
Like, I wouldn't put him in the elite, but he would definitely be one of the top 3 finalists on American Idol in his heyday.
Okay.
He got some vocals.
I'm just waiting for Ant-Man and Wasp. That comes out this week.
Right. But no, this is definitely one where I definitely see this flick being a part of my list when it comes to, okay, I'm bored and I want to laugh. Let me just put this on.
It's one of those movies. It's like up there with Roll Bounce.
Yeah, exactly.
Jam.
As long as you're not expecting it to be an Oscar-winning film,
Just
go into it expecting having fun. It's going to be. There was a lot of good, funny moments in that too. Very, very funny.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend Uncle Drew for the families.
That's what's up. So we still stay in the West Coast. I didn't read the article, but Kendrick is still just Pulitzer Prize winning, Grammy Award winning West Coast heir to Machiavelli, Kendrick Lamar, was on the cover of Vanity Fair.
Yep.
And didn't read it, but I already knew what to expect because his articles are kind of becoming it's like repetitive.
Same
almost.
old.
Yeah.
One thing I did enjoy about it, though, was seeing the amount of praise he was getting from other big names.
Of course.
So there was actually excerpts going into each segment of the article, and it was led off by the likes of LeBron, M, Chuck D, Pharrell, and then they even pulled out LA natives in the NBA like Westbrook, DeRozan, and Aaron Aflalo.
See, that's why I stand that nigga. I mean, it's just like, what more can we say about him? Just Pulitzer Prize winning. Like, people say, oh, damn's overrated. It won a Pulitzer Prize. So? Only white people do that. But
No, they don't.
only white people vote for it. So what are you talking? It's like the amount that people try to downplay Kendrick when it comes to just like his accomplishments, not just sales wise. I'm just impacting the culture and shit like that.
Right.
They try to downplay that shit. Like, just admit you just don't like him because your favorite didn't do it.
I was just about to say, we'll get into that pretty soon.
We'll get into that. I didn't get into it.
Definitely going to put money on the fact that if a certain artist did that, we would never hear the end of it.
Oh, of course.
So there's that.
We'll get to him.
But before we get to that, we went to Nipsey Hussle's concert this past Wednesday.
We sure did.
And we had a good ass time at that damn concert.
It was fun. It was cool.
Definitely a good way to spend the night out. What I liked about Nip was he had a live band.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fine.
So you had songs, so Blue Laces 2 and Double Up sound completely different with a live band. You actually feel the emotion coming out especially on the electric guitars. And then he went back to what did he go back to? Crenshaw. And then he did a couple songs from there as well.
Okay.
And then he was kind of bouncing around. Overall,
it was a quick concert too.
Good experience.
Yeah,
It was a quick concert too. It lasted like what, an hour?
just an hour. Yeah,
Yeah. Started at what, 9?
started at 9:05
and ended at 10.
at 10:25.
Yeah.
So almost about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Busby, did you go?
I was with him.
No, I'm saying
No.
it was.
Well, I'm trying to. It felt hella quick. I don't want to say
His set was about an hour.
Oh, gotcha.
His opener only did a song. Then he brought I Am Sue out. And I forget his opener's name, but he's closely affiliated with him because he brought him back out later.
Okay.
And they did 3 unreleased songs that he has planned for next time. Or on the next project. they're
next
doing.
project's coming out probably
Right.
later on this year or something.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So yeah, shout out to Nipsey.
Yeah, and shout out to my boy Andy who caught me my ticket for my birthday. Shout out
to Andy.
Jason who met us there.
Shout out Jason.
Hey.
Hey.
But back to Kendrick. While we were there, it was when we were there and we were coming back after the show. The DJ booth.
Oh, that was out, but even before we went out,
by the time we were,
it was circulating because it was like a whole debate, and you
Right.
should know me when I see stupid shit. It's just gonna be like, I don't got time for this. But then stupid people just like keep commenting and just whatever. But DJ Booth put up an article about to the lead up of Aubrey's album Scorpion. They were saying how Drake helped put on a lot of artists. When he went on to the Club Paradise tour,
Right.
the whole stat line when he put Kendrick and A$AP Rocky and how he introduced how he helped 2 Chainz, Future, all that shit. But I guess Kendrick fans especially, were really mad that they kept, because that's the one narrative Drake fans just keep going on, is that Drake put on Kendrick when he brought him on the Club Paradise tour and put him on Take Care and shit like that. And it's just it was just a whole bunch of back and forth. I didn't get. I put my 2 cents in because Kendrick had help from a lot of people, including Dr. Dre. He brought about Coachella. Remember?
of course.
Yeah, I mean you do. I don't know why I said remember. Of course you remember. But yeah, he brought him out at Coachella. He jumped on the ride with him. He signed him to Aftermath. He had a major look, and then Drake came in and brought him on the Club Paradise tour. Jumped on Poetic Justice with him. And, he helped them. Now, was Drake the single person to help him? Not exactly. It was a little boost,
That was my take with it, and that's why I didn't get involved.
Me neither.
Because my thing was, they just worded it wrong.
Yeah.
He helped him, but he didn't put him on.
Yeah. Now, everyone else, like Migos, A$AP Rocky says he's he helped. He thanks Drake a lot for helping him out, getting his name out there. I didn't know who Future was when Drake jumped on Tony Montana. I didn't know who Migos was when he jumped on the Versace shit. In a way, he has helped introduce people to Southern rappers. I'll give Aubrey that.
He's done that. My thing is, when it comes to Future and Migos, they were already coming either way.
Yeah.
If anything, he kind of just sped up the process.
Sped it
so
up
you could
really
give him
quick.
credit for that. But they were already on the way to being what they are now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You could say the same about Kendrick, though. You know what I mean? He, like you said, he had all that backing already, but then he gets on the Marvin's Room interlude, Club Paradise, and whatnot. It kind of pushed it forward.
Yeah. And then Drake jumping on Poetic Justice helped it a little more.
That too.
And fucking Problems, of course. So I mean, it is what it is. DJ Booth was going back and forth with a lot of people, including Letty, or formerly known as Ricky Martinez, because she's the huge Kendrick fan, and
Right.
Shout out to her. It was just funny just seeing everyone just go back and forth with it, and I was just like, whatever, just give me this damn album so everyone will shut up about it. And well, what? Just the way I said it.
Yeah, that album.
So, I like that Subway, huh?
Well, we have 3 different takes, so let's kind of let's get the generics out the way first. So, Scorpion, because of the new...
But first, we thought he was going to sell over 940K, because when the album dropped, It was everywhere. It was on Spotify, Apple Music. How you know that? Because they kept tweeting about all the records it was breaking every fucking hour.
Right.
And it was just like, I mean, I knew. I was, like I said, Drake is part of the fucking machine. So whatever. Spotify just kept putting like how many streams he was breaking, how many records he was breaking. He broke over 1.6 billion streams with the addition of Hotline Bling and God's Plan. And when you go on the Spotify app, when you go through all the playlists, Drake's fucking face is on every fucking playlist, including gospel.
I saw that.
It was like
gospel.
I saw that and I was like,
seriously, it was like, I mean, I wasn't surprised because Spotify is his bread. Yeah. That's where people really go.
The machine was at work.
They were at, and you saw it. Now, I wasn't surprised because no matter what Drake puts out, it's going to stream.
And let me say, rightfully so. I wasn't disgusted with it. It was one of those things where it's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was legit everywhere on Spotify. So.
And Apple Music and all this other shit. And what's it called? When the projections came out, he was projected to sell over 900K pretty much. Until we remembered the new rules that the RIAA got.
Yep.
And they only count paid subscriptions. So from Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal, everyone that pays for this shit, that's the ones they account for more.
YouTube counts, but it's got to be YouTube Red.
And YouTube, the YouTube Music streaming. Yeah. And Spotify Premium. Now, remember, I said Spotify Premium, not the free app, not SoundCloud, none of that shit, and YouTube and all that shit. So then the numbers came out before we recorded this Monday, and I hate talking numbers, but for this case, this is pretty alarming. It went from 900K and dropped a good 2,000?
Something like that, because now it's expected to do 725 between 700 and 75,000
on its first week. Now that's good numbers for
still gold.
I mean,
gold first week,
but that's not platinum. It's not a million. Like that's for Drake standards. That's damn near. That's disappointing in a way. You had all that shit and you only sold 700K.
Not necessarily, because if you factor in what views did the first
million.
Week, did it? I thought it sold
1.5 million altogether. Yeah.
I thought it was at 854,000 or something like that.
It was 1.5 million. I checked myself. Okay. So I was like, wow, you went from 1.5 million.
Well, let's examine that real quick, because views at that point was supposed to be regarded as this was going to be the classic he was going to deliver.
Yes.
So of course, when that's not, you're going to have some drawbacks. So I could work with that. I could see these numbers.
But the one that's funny about this is when you compare that to Kendrick's opening week, he did 605K with Damn. So he only did 100K more.
Well, if you compare Damn to anything, all the songs on Damn are at least gold by themselves.
I know, but that was over time. I'm more curious.
The intro, blood.
Yeah, I'm just more concerned about the drop because Philly Custom, shout out to him. He said he's more interested to the drop off, like the second week. Right. Like how much is he gonna sell in the second week and shit like that. And you know, the track list came out. Oh man, the build up to the album, that was funny. On Twitter. Oh no, the build up to it was hilarious. And then when the track list came out, everyone was all trying to break it down and shit. And then I was away from my phone, and then I get a text message. I wasn't on Twitter, I get a text message going like, Michael Jackson? And I was like, what do you mean? Like Drake and Michael Jackson? And I see the track list and I was like, and then I look on Twitter and people not at me, but they're going like, yo, Busby's about to have a fucking stroke when he sees this track list. And I look in it and I see that not only does Jay-Z on this shit, not only is Static Major and Ty Dolla $ign, shout out to Ty Dolla $ign yet again.
Definitely. We'll get into that.
Everybody.
That's a great way to end his June.
We'll get into that
in a little minute. And then I saw Michael Jackson, and it said it don't matter to me. So someone said straight up on Twitter, "Yeah, this is a song where he's talking about his blackface, and it's the sample to Black and White." I'm like, it don't matter. It don't matter if you're black or white. Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Possibly,
but I just people were like expecting me because they called me the Drake hater, so they're expecting me like, what the fuck? They expected me to lose my mind. I just went, I gotta hear this because you know how I am about Michael. It's just like, okay, you had to go and beg the fucking estate to give you an unreleased vocal? Oh, okay.
Right. And to go in with that, of course, the production credits came out, so you had some usual suspects, which was 40, Boy Wonder, But then you ended up with No ID showing up, I think, for
A few tracks.
a few.
DJ
DJ Premier made an appearance.
Yes.
DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia. And then Cardo, Illmind, and some more producers ended up showing up as well. So there was actually something diverse.
Production-wise, it was a great sounding album.
I liked it production-wise.
Yeah. So.
Now, where do you...
Just silence after that. Just like, so, let's flip a coin. Who wants to go first? Let's see. Well, Martine, you didn't really care, so you start first.
Man, all right, so I only listen to this shit because y'all made me.
It's the biggest album.
Everybody calls Busby a Drake hater, and I don't personally. I don't feel that way.
Thank you.
Me, on the other hand, fuck Drake. Up top.
I didn't say it.
No, I did.
I know.
I'll say it again. Fuck Drake. All right. So I listened to this shit. Got into about track 6. The production was nice. I can't hate on that. You know what I mean? But I don't hate 40. I don't hate Boy Wonder. I don't hate No ID. I hate Drake. So track 6 comes around and my ass falls asleep. I wake up and it's track 8 and I'm like, how the hell? Oh, this is the other disc. So, I mean, I went back, I listened to every track, and honestly, the best thing I could say about it is that
it ended.
Well, that too. Nah, real shit. The beats were fucking dope. I can't hate on them. You know what I mean? The beats were fucking amazing. Especially me being a producer myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was feeling it. But, golly, Drake? Nah. That's all I can say about it. Nothing was outstanding to me. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the lyricism, his retaliations, if you want to call them that, trash. I'm done.
That's exactly how I'd expect that to go. He was so pissed we made him listen to that album.
I'm done.
No idea.
I'm done. Well,
Scorpion to Martine, what was Lil Yachty's album was to Busby last year.
Oh my God, why'd you bring that up? Smash a fucking
peekaboo.
Flashbacks.
I post-traumatic stress. Peekaboo! Anyway, so y'all waiting for this one, aren't you? If you follow me on Twitter, you already know how I feel about it. But since y'all here listening, which I know y'all are, y'all were waiting for this. I'm not surprised by what I heard. It was typical Drake. Like I said, when Views came out, this was Drake. And when Views came out, it was Drake at his... It was evolved. This is who he is at this point in his career. So even leading up to after the whole Pusha T shit, I just said it's like he has to switch. Either he cannot release it or he has to switch the album up. And he tried the best he can to switch the album when it was 2 tracks. It was 2 discs. And the whole concept of what everyone was saying was this is a rap album. One side's gonna be a rap album, the other side's gonna be an R&B album. That was from what Maul said on the Joe Budden podcast, and everyone just went with it. But Drake never confirmed a damn thing.
That was funny when everybody ran with it and their source was Maul.
Maul. I mean, I tweeted out, but I said according to Maul, because Maul has inside sources and shit, but
right?
They just go with it.
No, it's not to discredit Maul.
Yeah.
It was to say I remember when there was a time when people were like, "Who cares about the Joe Budden podcast? Don't nobody checking for him." Oh, how the times have changed.
And they're talking about his co-host.
Right.
So anyway, so I'm going into the album and I'm thinking, okay, what is he... I was more curious about what he's going to rap about.
Right.
So before I hear the album, JC's texting me.
I don't know, leave me out of this.
Oh, no, okay. I just get texts and... the way I was getting it felt very, from before I even heard a word, it was very revival-ish.
That's a good way to put it.
It was the reaction I was getting from a certain somebody was reminding me of how I felt when M dropped Revival. So then I got very curious. Did I laugh a little bit? I chuckled. So I put on disc 1 and I'm listening, and Survival. I was like, okay. Now I hear Nonstop, which is the second track. and he's talking tough. I'm a wig splitter and all this other fucking shit. I'm like, what? I'm light skinned, but I'm a very dark nigga.
Yeah.
What? Nigga, what the what? Okay. So kept going.
Trash ass line.
I mean, it was just like, what? So I kept Elevate was decent. Emotionless with the Mariah Carey sample was cool, and I liked what he was rapping. And it was kind of cool when he was rapping and he was talking about women, like the type of women that he sees on social media and shit, until he said the lines, you know, I wasn't hiding my child from the world. I was hiding the world from my child. And that just took me out of it. It was like, hold up, what? Nigga, what? Okay. And I was just, and then it just kept going, you know, then God's Plan came on, and then I got confused. I'm like, well, wait a minute, is this supposed to be the rap album? Why is God's Plan on here?
That was so random.
It was like, why would you put God's Plan in this? Why? This is the rap part. Why is this supposed to be the rap portion of the album? Why is God's Plan? This is singing. Whatever. Then he put I'm upset. You know how we feel about that bullshit.
Yep.
And then 8 out of 10 came on. Hold on. What's up? That shit was, and it was still more. It was like, that's when he was really rapping tough on that shit. Like he was really, I guess it was like unnecessary shots at PUSHA, but it was just like, was that the one when he said the deadbeat dad line? 8 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't rap. Only deadbeats are on the tracks that I'm on. Like, what? Nigga, what? Can't Take a Joke. That was kind of whatever. Sandra's Rose, produced by DJ Premier. The beat was dope, but the way Drake was rapping over it reminded me of his flow on Lord Knows, that Just Blaze produced on Take Care. Mm-hmm. I was like, you don't need that beat. A lot of these beats on here Drake didn't need. He didn't deserve these beats. They needed to go to Hove. Speaking of him, Talk Up came on with Hove, with DJ Paul. And that beat sounded like DJ Paul didn't untag it. Because you kept hearing his fucking tag all over it. DJ Paul.
Yeah.
It was like he just, like, did he pay for the beat?
Like Birdman didn't pay him.
I mean, I believe it. And then Jay-Z has a really, like, everyone loves this whole verse, man. I mean, it's cool, but it just sounds like he got off the stage. When I was listening to it, I was like, it just sounds like he just got off the stage. And to the last bar where he said, X has died and Zimmerman's living, the streets is dead. I'm like, oh, so you recorded this shit literally like a week ago. Like literally right before they turned in the album, they just turned in the verse. And I'm like,
because the physicals aren't going to be coming out till towards the end of the month.
Wow, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting back and I'm going like, but I still feel he sent that little sub shot to him on fucking Boss on the Carters. Mm-hmm. I still feel that was a sub shot.
I'm there with you.
And I was like, why would he? I don't know, whatever. And then Is There More? I guess is the most honest. One of the honest tracks on the album when he was keeping it real and he was just kind of rapping very paranoid and everything. And then I was cool with that track until the random ass Aaliyah vocal came in. It's not really Aaliyah, but it was like, why is this on here?
He tried that shit, what, 5 years ago?
It wasn't Aaliyah. Some chick named Jay somebody. I don't know. It don't fucking matter. But when on the rap side, I was more conflicted with it because it was just like, you were trying to rap tough after we saw what happened a few months ago. And it just didn't, it was just like, no, bro, like, what the fuck is, like, dude, this, you're looking funny right now, bro. Whatever. And then you bring up your child and shit like that, and it's almost like you're playing defense. This is on my first reaction. I was confused. When I first heard the album, I was really just confused on the first disc. So then, I go into track 2, disc 2, which is, I guess, the quote-unquote R&B side. So I was like, all right. So then it opens with Peak Summer. I'm just going to go through this shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Peak Summer Games, trash. Summer Games was like, he was trying to be the R&B side of Peak. I was like, why are you going to open this too with this? Like, if this is going to be an R&B, you need to really set the tone. And this tone felt very Party Next Door. You should have gave that track to Party Next Door.
So it disgusted you.
And it disgusted me. It was just like, what the fuck is this? And then Summer Games came on, and that was his experimental album. No ID produced that track. It was Summer Games, and I was like, "What were you trying to do with this? Like, what was that?" I guess that was his pop. That was his pop lane, but that didn't fucking work. Jaded, which featuring Ty Dolla $ign in the background, that was cool.
I saved that record.
Ty really did say that because when you hear the record, Aubrey sounded so hurt that a chick turned him down. And upon further research, Jaded is supposedly about Georgia Smith. Mm-hmm. He was turned, and the shit he was saying on there, it was just like, what was it? You're what did he say? You're grown, but you're still a baby, or something shit like that.
Basically saying you took me to meet your family. What a waste.
Yeah, like fucking bitching. Like you were just bitching about a female and like, I remember you're 31 and you're still bitching about this chick that's 21 years old. Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like you still bitching about this? They're nice for what? Whatever, nigga. Finesse, that was cool. Finesse was cool. This fucking song. Ratchet, happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
Any of you niggas that want to if any of you try to tweet me saying that Ratchet Happy Birthday is a good Drake song, this was a song that 40 should have said, this ain't gonna work, bruh. He didn't, I don't think he produced it. Did he produce it? I don't, whatever. This is a song that somebody in his camp should have said, don't put that on there, bruh.
Give me a hell yeah.
Dead ass. Don't put this song on here. No, they're gonna love, because when you see that title, there's only one or two. I remember I saw that title and I'm going like, okay, this is either gonna be really good or this is gonna be very, very bad. So I was sitting back like, just all right, I'm just gonna sit back. So then when that song came on, and it had that little, I don't know what the fuck that was, that little smooth tone, and he was damn near simping for fucking strippers. It was like that time when, remember when Drake tried to fucking have retired strippers jerseys and shit? That's what that song reminded me of.
Yeah.
And why is it called Ratchet Happy Birthday? It was like, that's part where he goes, yeah, and I go, nigga, what the fuck was that? It was like one of those times I was just like, somebody in your camp should have told you, you should not have released this record. Because now it's like, this is on here forever, my nigga.
You know what they should have told him?
What? No. Yeah. Just, oh man, that pissed me off. Just that song alone pissed me off. So, whatever. That's How You Feel came on. That was with the Nicki Minaj sample.
Oh God.
Yeah. Do it again. Keep going. That's how I felt about that record. That should have been cut. Blue Tint, which actually features Future, by the way. Mm-hmm. And he didn't credit him for whatever reason. He said one line on there that did make me chuckle. This is the only Scorpio side of it, because this is called Scorpion. The only Scorpio side of it is like, yeah, when he say I talk to your friends and that's how I keep tabs on you or some shit like that. He
Something
said
random.
Some shit on there. It was just like, all right. It was that's one of the, not a highlight, but it was like whatever. Mm-hmm. In My Feelings is gonna be a record that you chicks are gonna fucking love. That's one of those undeniable ones. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna play this in the club a lot.
That record confused the hell out of me.
Why?
Because when it first started playing, I'm like, all right, cool. This Rissa gonna twerk on me too. And then he started singing, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like legit, like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? But females love that damn track, so I bet y'all waiting for this next track. Don't Matter to Me, featuring Michael.
Yeah. Hey, wait.
Does it really need horns?
Yeah. This is your official statement.
The official statement from BUSBY. I think you should drop bombs.
You want a bomb?
Yeah, drop the bomb.
I'll give you a bomb, G.
And gunshots. Everything. Give me everything! And a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Okay. So, when I saw this track, I was like, Now you expect me to it was like that scene from Jerry Maguire when he comes out and he knows, I know what you're thinking. You think I'm just gonna spaz out, man. But I'm not gonna spaz out.
Easy with that microphone.
Oh, my bad. You think I'm just gonna spaz out? No, I'm not gonna spaz out. I'm just gonna hold my tone, because they've given, y'all don't know how Michael Jackson fans are. Alright. Michael fans, not just stans, they are very thirsty for new Michael. They want to know everything that he recorded, and after he died, they want to know what's in that vault. So if this is a new vocal, they desperately want to hear it. Now, they had to hear it on a fucking Drake album? Yeah, I guess. So I was more curious. I'm thinking it was just a sample. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I hear the record. I'm starting to hear it, and I was like, okay, this is a slow record. I'm just gonna go with it, because if you're gonna get a Michael Jackson record, a Michael Jackson vocal, it better be an upbeat vocal. Like, which it was just like whatever. So I'm hearing it, and then it gets to the hook, and then I hear it, and I'm just like, you paid for that? Like, I wasn't really angry or anything. You made it all chopped. You made it all distorted and shit. So distorted that the reaction on Twitter was that everyone thought that was a fake vocal, which is funny to me.
Right.
Which is very funny to me, because when the, you remember after Michael died, they released that Michael album?
Yeah.
And there were quite a few tracks on there that did not sound like Michael. You know why it didn't sound like Michael? Because it wasn't Michael. Sony tried to pull a fast one on the fans, and the fans caught on to it very quick. And I know Michael. I know what his voice sounds like. On that record, that's Michael. Like, I know his falsetto. I know his hit. I know his high voice, his high pitched voice and shit like that.
Right.
So I was listening, and the song was alright. But it was like, you paid top dollar for that vocal, because the estate don't just give that shit away to anybody. They don't give away that unreleased Michael Jackson vocal to a fucking rapper or a pop star or any other pop star. Last time someone tried to sneak a Michael Jackson hit was Justin Bieber with Slave to the Rhythm. Before Escape came out, there was Justin Bieber jumped on Slave to a Rhythm by somebody who had the vocals in a remix. And honestly, that could have been a hit record, but the estate said, because you didn't ask for permission for that. So, and honestly, that is a good record. The Slave to the Rhythm. Whenever y'all get a chance, go on YouTube and look that shit up, because Bieber killed that song. Is fucking fire. To me, it is. And Love Never Felt So Good with Justin Timberlake. Now, the reason why I'm going really in depth with this, but the reason why I'm looking at this Drake shit with side eyes is because he asked for that vocal. He literally had to ask for that vocal, because they don't get, and he paid top dollar for that. When they asked Justin Timberlake to do it, he didn't want to do it because he knew what that shit meant. So and the person who got that vocal was from a dude named Paul Anka. He has production credit for that. Now, if you don't know who Paul Anka is, he's the guy that produced Love Never Felt So Good. Okay. And he also produced This Is It, the song This Is It, and this vocal that Michael did back in the 80s. So, and it doesn't even sound like a finished song. It sounds like a demo that Michael was working on. So Drake got an unfinished demo reel that Michael was just working on, and you tried to complete it, and it became the most forgettable song on the fucking album. You have the king of pop on your album, and it is the most forgettable song ever. I hope Michael haunts you for that. That's a laugh. That's pretty much all I feel about it. Like, I don't really care about that shit. It was like, whatever. Final Fantasy trash. Forgettable trash. After Dark with Static Major and Ty Dolla $ign. That was cool.
I liked it.
It was liked it. And then March 14th, I mean, that's when he talks about his kid and shit like that. Now, overall opinion, I just went through the whole fucking track list for this shit. The shit was 25 tracks. That took forever to get through. It was 25 tracks. Now, I'm not surprised, but I knew why Drake got 25 tracks, because he was trying to play the cheat code. He wanted to see if he can get those streaming numbers, get number one. He didn't do it for the art form. He wanted to do it so he could get numbers and play like defense on his fucking child and shit like that. So whatever. Now it's getting to the point now where everyone including myself, it's like a fate. It's like popular now to make your own custom playlist for Drake Scorpion to see how you would listen to it. And I said the fact, if you have to make a playlist off your double, if people have to make a playlist of your double album, you failed. It shouldn't have been a double album. You should have just kept it as one. It was like those time period when somebody in his circle should have just told him this should not have been a double album. This should just be one album. Say what you have to say about the situation, put a few boppers on here, and just leave it alone. There's only about 2 songs on here that are really just boppers, or 3, and those are the singles and In My Feelings. And other than that, this shit ain't gonna age at all. It's not even cohesive. It was like the first half, it was just like the first half of the album, it was like they was singing. It was supposed to be all rap, but then they're singing on there. And then on the R&B side, quote unquote, there was fucking rapping on there. The last song, him just rapping, and then you all fucking crying because you feel like you're alone at 31. You're 31 and you turn into a boy from a man. Nigga, you're 31 years old. Be a fucking dad. You sound like you're embarrassed because you got a fucking baby from a porn star. Nigga, grow the fuck up. Especially that fucking description that you saw in the beginning of Apple Music. You remember that shit that said? That whole little fucking shit. I ain't gonna repeat it, but it was just like, oh. And the only thing I could distinct from all this, all I kept hearing from it, when I kept listening to the album was, yuck. 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 It was like a haunt. It was like from Hereditary instead of, it was yuck. Because you can sense that Pusha fucked his album musically. He fucked the direction of his album.
Yeah.
He fucked it all up. And he had to backtrack. Another thing he doesn't, if y'all go into this album expecting a response to Pusha, he sends little light jabs, I guess. But Martine predicted it last week. It's gonna be it was gonna be trash, and that's exactly what the fuck it was. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about how this album sounds. Is it a classic? Hell no. Hell to the never. This is gonna be even though it's gonna break records, he's gonna go on tour off this shit. This is going to be an album that he's going to look back on, and it's gonna bring back bad memories.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was talking to my friend Vanessa about this shit the other night, and she kind of looked at it from a different perspective. And she said, if you just really just take out all the beef of it, if you just don't look at it from what it is, she could tell, like, you could tell if you listen to it, he's masking a lot. Like, you could tell he is really almost depressed. Damn near. He is depressed, and he is embarrassed about what happened to him. All the time, and especially with women. Like, she didn't say that part, but with women, he keeps bringing up about how women should be and act around him and shit like that. And then he has a song where he's contradicting everything that he's saying. This is like, when it comes down, this album is when it goes down, this will be my least favorite Drake album ever. Like, this is Thank Me Later is better than this shit. Like, if I'm not gonna go that low and say that Room for Improvement, but yeah, I think Room for Improvement is better than this. like conceptually and it wasn't cohesive, and everyone on Twitter went in on me, but anyway, I went on long. That's how long the album is. Whatever, man. Everyone went on me when it's not cohesive at all. Like 6ix9ine's album was more cohesive than this.
Yeah, hearing you say that, even though that left from my mouth.
Yeah, it did. Well, text.
Both.
Yeah, because I said Ye was better than this, and it is.
Yeah, my stance on this whole thing was, I obviously chose not to speak about it on social media up until the show for obvious reasons. Of course, I confided into BUSBY, and a few of my thoughts actually ended up becoming shots that people were trying to run him for.
It was funny. They don't know what cohesive means, man.
Yeah, so for people who were attacking BUSBY with the 6ix9ine comparison, that was me. And I stand by it. And we could have a lengthy conversation if I feel like it, considering that we just got LeBron.
Air the horns.
So, yeah, my take with this, we'll do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll do that.
So the good is going to be like 10 seconds, right?
I mean, he's pretty much already covered the good.
I covered all the good.
We'll reflect on it. Cool. The good, like Martine said, I like the production. There was very few tracks production-wise I didn't like. Some of the songs, Survival. Initially, I wasn't really feeling the Mount Rushmore line, but after a while, I was kind of like, I'll give him that. Emotionless was good up until a certain point. I thought that was a really good song up until, the Hiding the Kid from the World line. And then, of course, Ty Dolla $ign. I mean, he was our first Illy featured artist of the year. Mm-hmm. I think he's pretty much got it locked up for 2018 as well.
Yeah, he had a great June.
As far as Jaded goes, he was uncredited, and yet he still stole the show. Mm-hmm. So there's that. We get to the bad, and before we get to the bad, since you were taking my words, I'd like to borrow some of your words.
Oh, you can take it all.
Pause.
How was that? How was that pause? How was that a pause?
Pause.
I'll take your word for it.
These are my issues with Aubrey.
Shit.
You want? I could. Hey, air horn. I'll give you a bomb. Now, the album was just all over the place. Again, there's no cohesion whatsoever. Jumping around all over. I mean, from Emotionless to Godson or God's Plan into what was the song? Or I'm Upset.
I'm upset.
That was a horrible transition.
He can't transition albums for shit.
No, and that's always been his weakness.
To this day, he still can't do that.
That's always been his weakness. He doesn't have good arrangement.
Nope.
Next thing is we got some very hardcore struggle bars. Like you said earlier, yeah, I'm light-skinned, but I'm still a dark nigga. Shut up. They'll be mourning you like 8 a.m. Fuck out of here. Bill's so big, I call him Williams for real.
Y'all are getting on Ye about his shit.
And then, of course, you know, the only dead beats is whatever beats I've been rapping to. Yeah, whatever. So then you got the struggle bars, and then, for some strange reason, you still got smoke bars after you traded your card in a while ago when you chose not to respond to Push.
Well, because Jay Prince said he shouldn't talk about it no more.
Yeah, well, he definitely chose to talk about it here. Mm-hmm. So you got Survival. You niggas pop mollies, my mollies pop niggas. No, they don't. Yeah, I was about to... man, I thought about it. It's unsettling to talk about it. You aren't going to do shit. And then you got Nonstop. Niggas pulling gimmicks because they scared to rap. The irony. The irony.
I got nothing to say because...
And then 8 out of 10 was just... The beat was the only good thing about that.
Hold on. What's up?
Like... I'm legit listening to this and I'm like, I don't buy your act, dog. You gave up your card and yet... These are clear shots at Ye and Push. Mm-hmm. Too rich for who? Y'all just got rich again. Who grips the mic and likes to kill their friends? That's a shot at Kanye. Mm-hmm. Kiss my son in the first verse, and then the second verse, kiss my mom on the forehead, then kiss your ass goodbye. As luck would have it, I've settled into my role as the good guy. I guess luck is on your side. I guess luck is on your side. All 7s, no 6s. Rest easy, get some shut-eye. That's a shot to good music because of the 7 songs on the album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And him trying to save face, saying, well, you got me because I got to play the good guy now. No, the fuck you didn't. Because if you wanted to play the good guy, you would have never dropped Duppy Freestyle. Let's just keep it buck. Mm-hmm. And then to make it even worse, you going to put the Plies IG video at the end to try to taunt Push? The whole, you mad?
But wasn't he the one that started it?
Exactly. Well, actually, let me read that. He wasn't the one that started it, but Push wasn't a nobody at the time for him to participate when he thought that he knew he was going to win that.
He didn't consider him top 5 in his own fucking roster, remember?
Right. But then when he whoops his ass...
all of a sudden, you mad now.
And we'll get to this. To preface it, I can give a fuck what Aubrey's Angel says. Because he wasn't too little of a nobody for him to compete. Mm-hmm. But as soon as, you know, it goes from, oh, he's just spitting gossip to Drake confirming all that Push was saying. Mm-hmm. Now it's, oh yeah, he body Push. No, he didn't. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. And so as a result of it, he just really comes across as disingenuous on this whole fucking project. And you don't buy into it.
And especially the first disc at all. It kind of just...
The first disc was definitely a reply to Push. And Push fucked him up on that. That first disc, I can tell off the first listen, was not a part of this album. Mm-mm. At all. Mm-mm. I guarantee there was going to be something around 16 or 17 tracks. And some of those songs sound like they got scrapped and the topics and content got switched up. Mm-hmm. That's what that sounds like. Because a lot of that shit actually sounds like reference tracks. Don't even sound finished.
Like what songs?
It's so bad I don't even remember the damn song.
Alright. We forgot Mob Ties. That sounds like Young Thug wrote that shit.
Yeah, Mob Ties was. I'm listening to that and I'm like, oh, he didn't credit Thug. And then I look at the credits. I'm like, Young Thug wasn't on that record.
Stole his whole fucking flow.
Yeah. So him being disingenuous, that was one thing. But then we get to the ugly of this. And again, for you Aubrey Angels, hit me up. I don't give a fuck.
Hit him on Twitter. Hit him on Twitter too.
Nah. I really don't give a fuck for what I'm about to say, and I don't care how it hurts your feelings. I got all of the music stuff out the way, so nobody could really call me a hater, so that way we could focus on that. So now I could get to outside the booth. And outside the booth, when it comes to this album, I'm not feeling it. And the reason why I'm not feeling it, because I don't feel this nigga Drake as a man. Point blank, period. I don't. And here's why. Because you gotta be a sick and sadistic ass son of a bitch to even try to use your seed as a crutch to change that goddamn narrative about your image being exposed to play the victim. March 14th was one of the saddest excuses I've ever heard to try to clear that shit up.
Damn.
And it started off exactly how I thought it was gonna start off. And I was giving him credit for manning up and explaining it. Until he got to the end. And he pulls out Boyz II Men, the Khalil interlude. No one to guide me. I'm all alone. No one to cry on.
In a fetal
I need
position.
shelter from the rain. Nigga, if you don't get off your... You don't get your beige and emotional light-skinned ass out that booth and go play in some motherfucking traffic with that sad-ass bullshit, bruh.
Shit.
That shit was disgusting because that lets me know this was never about his son to begin with. And yet he's gonna use his son as a shield. What the fuck kind of man is that?
Yuck.
Like, dead ass for real. I will never respect that. Ever. This was not about Adonis. This was about who he shared Adonis with. Because rest assured, if it was Rihanna...
Whole nother story.
If Rihanna was his baby mama, she'd be plastered all over his social media.
Georgia Smith was his baby mama. If any of them, J-Lo, all them little celebrity chicks, if they were with his baby mama, he would, oh man.
This had nothing to do with Adonis, and yet he made it seem like it was everything to do about Adonis. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, like, to even try to put this on an end of the year list is a best case scenario.
No, we could do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this
Like,
is
top 10 worst.
I walked away from this just looking at it like you are a lost ass person. You spent all your career talking about your issues and how you were gonna right the ship, and as soon as you slip up, you forget that. I mean, the album, he's bigging up his pops, but all the history shows is he's been blaming his father for the situation he's in.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's that.
I mean, what is there to say? I mean,
The second thing,
Oh, yeah.
I'm really tired of hearing it from him. Like, when he brought up Mac Dre.
yes.
Oh, that shit kills me.
Talk that shit, my nigga.
What fucking song was it in?
It was what's it called? The second
Nonstop?
track. Yep. The second track, Try I Don't Like It.
She just said, I'm bae, I hit the thizzle dance. Mac Dre
Dre
shit. Bro, what the fuck have you done for the Bay?
Talk to him.
What the fuck have you done besides come here, ignore the fucking team that you're an ambassador for to cheer them on, and hang around with Silicon Valley who don't even know who the fuck Mac Dre is?
Talk that shit, man.
What the hell have you done for the Bay, bruh? Because as far as I can remember, you came here and you jacked Forte's verse from Players Club.
Talk to him.
You came over here and you jacked Too Short's verse from Blow the Whistle.
Talk that shit.
I mean, you come out here talking about you're so inspired by our culture, and the rappers out here, I ain't seen 40 or Mr. Fab on one of your motherfucking songs.
But you had him in the background of your videos.
I mean, I know the Aubrey's Angels, but he brought him out at the concerts when he always visit. Who the fuck doesn't do that shit?
Seriously. Yeah. Keep talking.
Meanwhile, and I'll even give leeway on this point because we share the same coast. Meanwhile, Kendrick ain't got no issues jumping on a 40 record or a Mr. Fab record.
Talk to him.
J. Cole not too big to go jump on records from cats out here and all over the West Coast.
Talk to him. Well, he did, Drake did do that song with Game, but that don't count. 100, when he talks about keeping it 100.
Game made a name for himself.
Yeah.
And at one point, he was on a major label with arguably the biggest rapper at that time.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Oh, I know. But I want to debunk it for anybody trying to jump on that devil's advocacy and try to get up in my mentions.
Well, Drake jumped on that song with YG and, with Kamaya on the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What's he done with Kamaya since then?
Exactly. Besides learning how to fucking fizz dance and go dumb. But you didn't hear that from me.
I mean, really, those are my two issues with this man. Like, I've already given the critique musically. But as a person... Nigga, you're fucking trash.
Bitch.
Like, for real. I'm done off the fucking topic, bro. Like, this.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that was JC in the hundreds. I mean, you already know my issues. I made it quite clear about my issues with him. And it's kind of funny seeing it all come into fruition. It's just funny how that works, because everything just comes out. Like, this year, a lot of fuck shit's just been happening. Karma's been catching up with a lot of people. And it's just funny to me. That's all. Like, I'm so glad you said that. I mean, Kendrick talk about if one other thing you forgot to mention was how Kendrick put on SOB RXE on the Black Panther soundtrack.
Damn, Mozzie.
He helped. Kendrick has done more for the Bay than Drake has. Let's keep it completely funky.
He don't even help his own fucking artists.
Yeah,
you would expect an album like this, OVO would be
all over. But nah, they just play background.
And again, it further goes to my sincerest and deepest apologies to Party Next Door.
Yes. That's why Weekend left.
Yeah,
you over it now.
If for some strange reason you haven't figured out, I don't like the fucking album. So let me just say it blatantly so everybody gets it. I don't like the fucking album. So how can
he make this up to you?
It's over.
Okay.
I mean, it's done. He doesn't even know who he wants to be as a person, not let alone an artist.
Because he got exposed. That's why. He got exposed, and he's flustered, and he doesn't know how to handle it. So he's just gonna hide behind.
And the wild thing is he got exposed in two ways that hurt his brand: the writing situation from 3 years ago, and then now the ding on his good guy image.
So it comes in three. So what's next? What else is he hiding?
I mean, look, I'm not one to even care about what a man does behind closed doors sexually, because that's their preference. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if some shit came on about that.
Well, Nicki Minaj.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would explain how you come out with a song "Nice for What" to these niggas.
Yeah, well, like I said, Nicki Minaj. I don't know how to subway out of that, but like, y'all thought I had issues. I don't got issues with Drake. I mean, I do, but I already explained it. So this is side B of my issues with Aubrey, with JC Nuts.
Yeah, and
in audio form.
Yeah, for Aubrey's Angels, and even I'll even extend this invite to the LeBron stans who hate the Lakers or Kobe. If you want to get at me, my office hours are between stay in your lane AM and shut the fuck up and know your role PM.
Know your role Boulevard, straight to the SmackDown Hotel. Well, you feel better now? Got that all off your chest now? Got it all off your chest. You feel better now?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm glad I finally got to let that out because
There
I've
you
been
go.
holding on to that for 4 days.
You try to tell me to keep my emotion, my opinion on that. I ain't promise you that. And
Right.
then when the Michael shit
Right.
came out, you were like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I was like, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
So I don't know how to subway out of that, but yeah.
Or his punk ass label mate. Oh, and then that's
Former-
another thing. Before we
well-
exactly, this might be his former label mate, but you know he's been saying that for 3 or 4 albums now. So
Well, now
who knows what's the truth?
according to Billboard, saying Scorpion is his. He even said it on the last track. He's out the deal now, so now he is not on Cash Money, but he's still part of Universal Music Group, supposedly.
Right.
So that just leaves Nicki Minaj and Jacquees on Cash Money.
Well, Jacquees, he delivered on a good project so far this year.
But right now, Drake was keeping the lights on over at Cash Money. Let's keep it funky.
No, of course.
Yeah, and Nicki is too. But for how long? I don't know, because she knows her time is ticking.
Yeah, and
Tick,
judging by this,
tick.
it ain't much longer.
So this came out of nowhere. Well, it's not honest. Again, this isn't surprising to me. To me, this isn't surprising that she did this because Nicki is a bird that just happens to know how to rap. This is the equivalent of Tweety Bird rapping.
With a much broader range.
With a
of
much broader
voice.
range, yeah.
vocal
So
noises.
this. How did that go? Okay.
That's what her vocal range does. Like,
Okay. So, this chick on Twitter named Wanna's World, she is just casually tweeting. She just lets out a thought, and apparently she's a writer for KarenCivil.com or whatever. Or was a writer. I don't know the whole story, but she's a writer, and she put out a commentary because Nicki's album is coming up in August. It's in August. That's when it's dropping.
August 10th.
Yeah, whatever. That's next month. So she put, so she pretty much said, because Nicki's getting there in that age, she said, she tweeted out, how dope it would be if Nicki put out mature content, like no more silly shit. Just reflecting on past relationships, being a boss, hardships, etc. She's touching 40 and a new direction is needed. So it's a good commentary, but Nicki is
Okay, can I play Nicki?
What do you mean?
All right, since I already got the...
So you're gonna talk like a bird?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all of a sudden, Nicki decided to jump in this chick's DM, and knowing how she is, she probably said this shit and then blocked her.
Yeah.
Well,
When your ugly ass was 24, you was pushing 30. I'm 34. I'm touching 40? Huh. And what does that have to do with my music? Eat a dick, you hating asshole. Got the nerve to have a Trinity flag on your page. You must not have heard the pink print. Or pills and potions. Bed of Lies, Save Me, my recent feature with Alicia Keys, Tasha Cobbs. Just say you jealous I'm rich, famous, intelligent, pretty, and go. But wait, leave my balls. Tired of you sucking them. I dropped my album almost 4 years ago. My bad, I'm 35. So at 31, how about you get like me? Why don't you ask me to help you get rich? Been on top and I ain't going nowhere, ho. You
No,
better
no.
ask somebody. Nicki Minaj.
wow, it wasn't how. It was how with the extra O's.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That's a round of applause.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
nice.
Thank you.
That was nice. That showed right, and pretty much that came out, and the entire Twitter world was like, "Wow, are you that insecure?" And from what I know, because she has me blocked, because I talk about how trash she is on a daily basis
For good reason,
for
obviously.
good reason.
You've just seen this example as to why.
Like that's some bird shit she did. That's some shit a female would do. Because knowing what she did, she probably jumped in her fucking DMs, said what she said, and then blocked her. And then when she revealed that, when this chick revealed this, that's when even her fans went at her. Like her little bird fans, hell was like, well, what is she supposed to do? Like, what is she supposed to do? She's just defending herself. Like, no, you are defending fuck shit. That's some fuck shit that she did. And right now, that just shows insecurity because right now her time is ticking. Because none of them records that she released are hitting. Now that this RIAA shit's coming out, her tracks are gonna go down even more now. It's bad for her right now. And just as I'm talking right now, her little counterpart, like her competitor, the 9-month pregnant Cardi B, she has another number one hit record with I Like It. That's 2 number ones.
Definitely giving an applause for that.
Yes, that's 2 number ones for Cardi B. None for you, Nicki. Fuck something from Mean Girls. And none for Nicki Minaj. Goodbye.
What you're saying is she ain't got no hits?
Right now at this moment, she ain't got no hits. Oh, Chung Lee was number 10. No, Chung Lee was number 10 on the charts, and now it's slowly slipping off the charts. Right now, it's probably not going to hit the Billboard Top 100. Maybe. No, it's bad. Right now, you think Drake is in a midlife crisis. She's really in a midlife crisis. She's touching 40. And this album, she's calling her next album Queen. She's really delusional right now. Like, she's on a delusional point right now. Her album's going to be trash.
You know, somehow along the way, when we were going over Nas's album, I forgot to bring up that he brought her up in the final track.
He did?
Yeah, when bitches want to attach their names to me.
Yes.
Yeah, that was at her.
Yeah, and at this point, any female that literally goes out and supports Nicki Minaj blindly, they're just a bird, just like her.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with her fan base. Her fan base is
birds.
Named after, they're the Barbs. They're named after a fake doll, so why wouldn't they be fake bitches themselves?
Exactly. That's what they are. They're fake. They're just bird. They're like any basic ass female. She's a basic female that just knows how to rap.
Yeah.
And that's sad because I was really pulling for Nicki, man. I really liked her. Now she really became a basic barb. And now she's seeing another female rapper take her claim.
I mean, look at the difference at how they talk about her.
And Cardi.
Well, not only that, let's talk about who she openly wanted to compete against years ago. Sure. Let's see how they talk about MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Lil' Kim, Foxy. All you have with Nicki is her sales.
That's it.
That's all you have.
That's it. Nothing more. And her sales and her records are getting obliterated really quick by Cardi at an alarming rate right now.
Yeah.
Alarming rate. She damn near eclipsed her with the historic shit. She got 2 number 1 records. Nicki didn't get that.
2 number 1 records, a number 1 album. She's about to pop a baby, and as soon as the baby pops, she's out on tour.
And fucking what's the other record that's
and by the way, and of course she's married.
Yeah. And her and Offset are on the cover of Rolling Stone. This is everything that Nicki wants. Nicki strives to have what Cardi wants. And she didn't even do half the shit that Nicki did. And Cardi got it with literally overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, she put in work.
She's grind.
She definitely put in work.
Nicki or Cardi?
No, Cardi.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she put in work, but to get this much shit in just less than
You're definitely right. From the time that Bodak Yellow picked up to where we are now, that was definitely... Yeah. It wasn't an overnight, but the success from the time that dropped to this...
Right.
That's why I'm really...
I just didn't want to discredit Cardi.
Right.
No, I know that. Yeah, of course. It's just, and I'm so happy it's happening to Cardi, of all people. Yeah, I'm just happy it's her.
If anybody deserves that,
anybody deserves it, it's her. And Nicki has to feel so sick right now. She knows her time is ticking.
I mean, everything she's done is less about the music and more of her antics outside the booth.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
This album's going to flop.
You got the Nas situation, her defending Meek's, the judge in Meek's case.
Stupid.
Then you got... Didn't she do something else before this where she was attacking people on
Cardi? And yeah, she does that to the fans all the damn time. She be blocking fans, talking shit. Yeah, right, so when she went after that dude and shit like that before the what was she doing? We talked about it. What was it? Oh, what she was whole shaming?
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah,
calling out the strippers and
her fan base,
right?
Pretty
the
much.
IG hoes.
Yeah.
Of course, she went and played victim for Zane Lowe.
With Cardi. She was picking a beef with Cardi, and Cardi didn't bite.
Right.
That was the funny part about it.
The singles aren't sticking
at all. They never were.
And I went out on a limb and said, this most recent one at least had weight to go through the summer. It still does, but it's not doing anything on the chart.
And she has another record with Ariana Grande that appeared at number 95.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, she did another one.
She did another one.
Yeah, Ariana Grande, Nicki is featured on that record, and it just popped at number 5. 95. Oh, I watch. I like watching that since she's so obsessed with numbers, and I like retweeting it just to show you because the facts can give a fuck about your opinion, and these are facts that we see.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to Nicki, it's funny because now with these new rules in place for the RIAA, do you see her still going number 1? Because I honestly don't see it now.
Who's she going up against? For me, again, I know her content is not. I'm not expecting anything good. Am I expecting it to be Drake levels? No, because I wasn't even expecting that for Drake.
I did.
Like, I actually expected better.
After views.
But as far as content goes, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Who is she going up against to knock her out of number one? That's the most important question. Because without that, then she's going to go number one.
Because her Barbies don't got no fucking paid streaming service. No. They don't got SoundCloud. They don't got Spotify Premium. They broke. I'm just saying.
A few of them are tapped out on 2 niggas a piece, labeled under Eat 1 and Eat 2.
Shit. I'm just saying, man. I'm just imagining, because there would be some funny shit if Schoolboy drops the same day as Nicki, and he's above Nicki. I'm not saying number 1. Nicki be at number 3, and he'll be at number 2.
Oh, if Q drops, I'm cripping for the culture.
Okay.
Well, damn.
But like I said, Nicki's on borrowed time, and it eats her up. And I know desperately she wants to diss Cardi. She wants to. She really wants to, but she can't.
I feel like she was taking shots at her during that BET, what do you call it? Her performance, man.
Yeah.
No, she was.
That shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was a shot. It was a subliminal shot, but it was there.
Well, yeah, she was. But,
the thing is, the shots just ain't working no more.
Oh, yeah.
No one's going to listen to her.
They had merit when she legit didn't have any competition.
Now we have one big competition. And the thing is, when Cardi just ignores her, that's what pisses her off the most, because now she's going crazy. Look at what she's doing right now.
Like you said, I Like It, which, of course, you can check out
on our
most recent playlist. Yes. Volume 1 of Summer Season.
Yeah, getting Volume 2 next month.
Yeah.
Or this month. It's July now. But, yeah. So, Nicki, I'm sorry. Tick, tick, tick. Ugh. So, we'll talk about legal shit. C Murder.
Yeah. I'm actually excited to hear about this.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to hear about what happened to him, but I'm excited that the truth is finally coming to light.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's brutal.
Yeah. The witness that testified against C Murder admitted that he didn't see him murder the teen.
And how long has he been in jail?
Shit, since 2001, 2002.
And what? So it took 18 years to figure this shit out?
17
years. And you just sitting back, living your life, and then all of a sudden you just like, I'm just going to talk now.
Yeah, he's saying I guess the guilt was eating at him. But he said the cops actually made him make the story up, and they put pressure on him so that way they could just get the conviction. Yeah. Now, of course, this is all going to... I don't know if it reopens the case or if they go into appeal mode or what.
It's gonna be a whole process.
But yeah, there's gonna be a process, and hopefully this all comes to fruition where C Murder is finally released.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's a legend right there. So
I mean, man, 2 decades though, basically. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a whole lot of shit.
It's just crazy.
And it took you that long to figure that shit out? Whatever. Now, this case is really interesting. It's going on out in New York, mainly the Bronx. So,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all been noticing. If y'all follow into it, they have the hashtag Justice from Junior.
Yeah. And
it was about a dude from the Bronx. He was a teenager, and he was brutally murdered by, like, machetes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. By this gang that mistaken him for someone else outside of a bodega.
Yeah, the story I got was that
I saw the videos.
One of the I didn't even watch that.
I watched it.
I watched that shit.
Yeah.
The story, and correct me if I'm wrong, was one of the gang members' younger sister claimed that she got raped. She got gang raped.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know the story like that.
So she was saying that she got gang raped when actually what happened was she agreed to a train. She told them, they went looking. All he did was go downstairs to hand somebody $5.
Mm-hmm. And they thought it was him.
And they dragged and all I could manage to see was just the footage of him inside the liquor store.
Because he was calling
the bodega.
Yeah, he was calling for help.
Right, and the fucking bodega owner just threw him to the wolves.
Yeah, they picked him up, put him outside, just stabbed him to death, pretty much. And there was like a huge outcry because they found the bastards, and they're like, I remember just seeing videos of them in fucking court all crying and shit.
Yeah, save all them tears, man.
Exactly. And they shut down the bodega because they were just like, what the fuck? He was in here crying for help. And
Wait, so they actually did
Yeah.
shut it down?
yeah, it's shut down. Yeah.
I heard about the protests.
Yeah, they all protested and they got it to shut down.
Honestly, that's best
what's up.
case. That is the best case scenario for the owner because you keep that bodega open,
Oh, it's bad.
yeah.
he's likely to get murdered as a result
Yeah.
and watch his whole business blow up. Literally.
So there's been like hella like tributes to it, to the kid and all types of. I didn't know he was this popular, but I guess it was a really brutal murder and it's fucked up.
Yeah,
so
it's
prayers to him and his
it's
family.
horrible.
Yeah.
Cardi B went out. She, I think, donated
$8,000.
$8,000.
Yeah.
Pretty much covered the whole funeral. Mello and Lala went out there to show support. Mello donated a New York jersey and then an OKC jersey.
I think Mano did like a little freestyle dedication to him.
Yeah,
and
so
shit.
definitely shout out to the outpour from our culture to shower love to this poor young man's family. A real disgusting situation. It's
fucked up.
yeah. That's legit what happens when you go off of assumption.
I mean, when you're a part of that gang culture, that's all they think. They don't think straight. They just do. They're like animals. They attack like wolves.
And they about to find out the hard way because I see 4 of them at least. They ain't gonna make it past the summer.
We'll see.
Well, let me rephrase that because they still got to go through process, so they might be under special protection until then.
Who knows?
They're not gonna. 4 of them ain't gonna last long once they're officially in there. We'll put it that way.
Well, speaking of more court cases, Meek Mill, that judge has something against Meek, man. I don't know what it's power or something, but she denied his request to overturn his 2008 conviction. That's why he was in. That's why he has probation, and she doesn't want to overturn it. So, and she's still on the case. Now it's kind of just like, all right, bro. Are you just mad right now?
Basically,
Like you just mad about what's going on? Like, dude, just. I mean, ma'am, because it's a female.
Dude.
It's just like at this point, just let it go. You lost.
she's probably mad that Nicki ain't giving her a feature, so she's taking it out on him.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say she's probably a Nicki fan.
Yeah,
Because Nicki's the one defending her. She's the only one. That's the crazy thing. It's like, and she's still doubling down on that shit. Nicki's like, oh, even in that article, she still gives like props to the damn judge. Like, I don't see the big deal in it. You know, that's why you were a bird. Yeah, she's a bird.
Yeah.
What can I say, little Tweety bird? But whatever. Like, I guess, like, shout out to Meek to fighting the system. Prayers
sure.
to Junior. And C Murder, get free
yeah.
on that shit. So, when it comes to XXXTenacion, the aftermath of his death, his funeral was last week. And it was like a huge outcry of all his fans came. He actually had the #1 record. I mean, we talked about it.
Major outpour at that service.
Yeah.
Services, we should say.
They used the kids. They was like the last week to use that streaming service. The old rules and shit. So they used the fuck out of it and got him that plaque.
All right.
It's gonna go platinum. So music wise, shout out to him for that. So then the next day, the day after his funeral, they decided to release the video for his song "Sad." I just gotta talk like that. That's just like how he wrote it. Sad. So this video, did you see the video?
I did.
It was very. Have you seen it, Martin?
Nah, I didn't see it.
It's very. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yes, it was very. I ain't mad at you vibes, and it was pretty. It was. What did I say? Creepy. It was creative.
It was telling.
Very telling, and then it made me kind of change my little outcry on him. It was like maybe he really was looking for a change because in the video he's at it opens with some creepy ass eyes, and it's like mumbling and shit. And you hear this text at the bottom like you're reading it, and it's like it's introducing you to the visual. And then the visual happens, and you're in a church, and you see XXXTenacion walk in there, almost wearing the same clothes he wore when he got shot.
Right.
Yeah, it damn near looked like it. And he's walking in a funeral, and he sees himself in there, but it's his old self because when he had
The old hairstyle.
Oh, the half and half.
yeah,
Okay.
and he looks in there, and all of a sudden his old self wakes up, and he's on some fucking Neo Matrix shit, like he's fighting himself.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's and he's fighting his demons, and throughout the whole shit,
He was whooping his old self's ass.
Yeah, he was doing even like magic tricks and shit, and then like throughout
Legit. Like he was using fingers, swiping his ass, his ass would fly across
Yeah, bro. It was, and then throughout the whole shit, you'll go into his eye and you're in his mind, and he's talking to this hooded, ghostly figure, and the ghostly figure is trying to tell him, like, pretty much, tell him you're changing a new leaf in your life, pretty much in a nutshell.
Yeah, what I took from that was he was speaking to the angel of death.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That sounds about right.
And what it was basically saying, you won't stay here until you decide you want to change. And by staying here, you might not have that opportunity. And so, because artistically, it was great.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It would go from the fight scenes, and then it would literally go back to just the dark room with him and the quote-unquote Angel of Death, whatever that was.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it kept... I would say it kept communicating with him because, as Busby was saying, it was mumbles, but
there was
you could see
subtitles.
the subtitles. So there was a conversation being taking place. And yeah, to add on to that, it was, you'll never be free until you conquer your past demons and overcome. And that's when you'll become anew.
And the fucked up part about it is that he's going to a funeral of his old self, and the day after... He's going to a funeral of his old self the day after his funeral of his new self, because he really was looking for a change. He even told academics he was like the whole because he told him about the video, and he was like, "I'm trying to change my life now. I'm really trying to change my old self." And and there was even a note in the end that's upside down, but he pretty much said like, change is good. Change is for the better. I know I fucked up, but I'm looking for a change. And before he can, even in the last little parts of the video, like you see him get up hella quick, like, what you gonna do about it now? And he gets up and it goes black. So that's like, we will never know. Yeah. So I remember I saw the video and I was just like, huh.
Pretty much. I mean, seeing the video, I would hope that we get a slower week musically so we could catch up on some stuff. But I actually want to go back and I want to re-listen to that album now.
The album's all over the place.
It is, but now seeing that, I want to see if I hear it with a different lens. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just
because maybe that was the point of the album, was to be all over the place so that way he's fighting himself.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And it was just like, I remember because it was a guy, I don't like the Tupac comparisons, but that shit, I was like, that's a good argument. Because because when I Imagine came out right after his death, right?
Right after.
Or before his death or whatever.
I think a month after.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, because it came out a month after, and then a couple months after that's when the video started dropping for Don Illuminati.
For Machiavelli, yeah.
Right.
It was like the death of Tupac, but the birth of Machiavelli.
Right.
So...
From at the end of the video, again, it was what I was speaking on, which was... again, I don't condone what he did years ago while he was on Earth. And seeing the video, as you said, it looks like what I thought. Wow, he was in the process of making a change. It's unfortunate he didn't get to see it through. However, I'm also a firm believer in that it's not always about the person's life for them to make the change, in the sense of allow their life to be a lesson for others so they don't follow that same path. Unfortunately, there are lives in the world that are sacrifices for others to learn from the mistakes.
Real shit.
So seeing that, it was one of those things where it was like, I hope people are really, I don't want to say sympathetic towards him, but I really hope that people are open to using the end of his life to make better on their lives if they're in that little, the weave of trying to escape the bad and go into good themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that was the crazy thing about that video. Very, really creative.
Once again, rest in peace.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there was another rapper that was murdered. From Canada.
From Canada. Yeah, I guess one of Drake's homeboys or some shit.
Rest in peace to him. Migos dropped a video for Narcos.
I didn't even know that came out.
They went full cinematic.
Really?
Yeah. It is what it is. I expected it, but the fact that it was kind of like this little 6-7 minute movie to go along with it,
really,
was pretty cool.
So it was that long. Pause.
Okay. Pause.
Yeah. It was what I expected, but what made it even more funny was that they posted it either on IG or Twitter, and Madonna comes up, she goes, "Hey, that's my place. What y'all doing?" And Quavo just hits her with trapping.
Oh, quick trapping. So nonchalant. I think he wasn't trapping. looking like blouses and shit. Shirts versus blouses, man. That's what they really look like.
You know what it reminded me of? Remember when Master P and No Limit was doing them straight to video flicks? I remember Hot Boys.
Yep.
Remember the shootout scene towards the end?
Yeah.
Think about that, and that's exactly how this ends out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Migos.
Shit.
Well, and I guess back to somber news. Well, I won't say it's somber news. He lived a good life. Rest in peace to Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
The partridge of the Jackson family. Lived a good life. We just got done talking about him last week. He died literally like a few days after.
2 days.
2 days after.
Right.
A week of his son's anniversary of his death. He's gone. So rest in peace to Joe Jackson. Michael!
Michael passed the 25th. He passed the 27th. And June 27, 2018 was the final time Michael could rest on his cloud without having to go back to work.
Yep, because as soon as he got to work, he's like, Michael! That dude Drake, he's dropping an album. You need to record. Oh, daddy. And Prince is just sipping his, sucking his lollipop. Like,
hello there, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph.
Michael, your father's here.
I can see him just, let me just drag you to him. And he just floats over there.
Floats away on his purple cloud.
No. I'm just talking like angel-wise. Like he's just floating over there.
I'm talking about, Prince is, he's too extra. He has his own purple cloud that hovers underneath him at all times. I bet Louis on the cloud hanging out at times.
I bet you
he's just floating off. Just
I can just see Prince is looking, see he's at the port. Oh. And he flies over. Hey, Michael, I heard a rumor your daddy coming. What are you talking about? Daddy.
What I'm saying is, you better get back in that booth.
I watched The American Dream. And he just floats off.
I've seen better.
I've seen better. And Michael just...
you did it wrong.
And Michael just looks up at him like, oh, you just a meanie. You little bitch ass meanie. And just moonwalks over the way.
Michael! Get a switch!
Get a switch! So we always make fun of this shit, man. That sounds like a good TV show. Prince and Michael in heaven just arguing.
Don't give out idea, man. Man, now we lost money again. Now we done lost money.
Michael! Jermaine!
No, we didn't. I'm about to copyright that shit before we post this.
Oh, man. Still on music. Tiana Taylor, man.
Did it drop?
Nope. It's not going to. She went on Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah, she went on Twitter and said she's not going to release. She can't release it because of fucking... Well, let's back up.
Okay.
Reason why... Pretty much she went on Twitter... No, she went on Big Boy's Neighborhood and revealed that her album, Keep the Same Energy, wasn't done.
What kind of shit is that?
Exactly. What kind of shit was that? It wasn't done. And pretty much what happened was that she doesn't blame Kanye. She blames everybody for this issue.
So she doesn't blame Kanye.
She was being politically correct.
She
was being politically correct. She really wanted to blame that nigga. She pretty much did. She didn't even know the album came out. Someone woke up and told her that the album's out now.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I was like, that's fucked up. And she said like the whole album wasn't finished. She said like she's happy people like the album, but she said there was stuff on there that like there was choruses that got taken out. There was shit that was like not on there. And she said like we're gonna complete the album and it's gonna come out that next week. And fans were waiting. And she said, and she just went on Twitter and said, nah, it can't come out. It's not going to come out now because of, just the sample clearances and all types of shit. So she said when she starts shooting the visuals for the album, that's when she'll release the completed version,
Gotcha.
I guess. But that's fucked up. She needs to leave good music. As much as I love her on good music, she needs to leave that shit because Kanye fucked her over on that shit. Kanye hella fucked her over on that.
I mean, if she leaves, is her name big enough to... You know what I mean? That's the downfall she's in, unfortunately.
It's like being in a messed up relationship, man.
Well, see, okay, so here's me playing devil's advocate for a second. Because if you think about it, we don't know Tiana Taylor without a man in her life. You go back to when she was a teenager, she was with Pharrell.
And she was on Nerd. She was on NRD.
Right. So now fast forward, she gets a little bit older. Next thing we hear from her is she's with Kanye. Mm-hmm. Of course, musically, not relationship-wise.
Yeah.
And then when she kind of goes through the little quiet hiatus, she floats back up because of the relationship with Amon. Mm-hmm. So she definitely has star qualities.
Yeah.
But if you think about every big moment in her career, it's been attached to one of those three.
Yep.
Because the biggest moment of her career thus far, it, still in my eyes, was the video for
Fade.
But that was the song for Kanye.
Yeah.
So now Devil's Advocate comes into play. If she leaves good, is she still going to be desired, so per se, musically, the way she is now?
I think she will. She just has to find that right producer. Because Kanye laces, no matter how this album sounds, Kanye laced her shit up right with the album, and he knows how to make R&B. He knows how to bring the best out of you, and he brought the best out of. He didn't produce a lot on 7 though, did he? I think it's a toss up. Yeah, but she's a talented ass person.
No. Again, that was me playing devil's advocate.
I was generally asking, like, did he help produce a lot of tracks on that?
No. What I was relaying was to the listeners. When I was saying that was just me playing devil's advocate. I enjoy her music. I raved about 7. This album it's phenomenal.
Even when it's not done, but it just sucks because
right.
That's just horrible, man.
That's sloppy.
He didn't even let her know that it was coming out. When it was coming out, nothing.
It's not surprising to me,
and it's incomplete.
I mean, it's not surprising to me because after how all these albums came out, with the exception of Daytona. It just makes me believe that fucking Pusha really had to, I think Pusha really had to physically grab that album away from him.
Pulled it out his hand like Kanye did for the Touch the Sky when he was getting punked.
Yeah.
I paid for this video.
For Jesus Walks.
Or Jesus Walks, thank you.
Yeah.
I paid for this video.
So, that's pretty much what he had to do. I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation for Tiana, man. Like, she deserves better. She doesn't deserve good. She needs better. So... yeah, and if he would have did that shit to someone like Dame Dash would have rolled up on Kanye like how he did Lee Daniels. Shit.
Yeah.
Like a video came out just last week of Dame Dash rolling up on Lee Daniels demanding his $2 million.
Hey, it's time to collect. It's time to collect.
Yeah, man. And no matter how long I've been waiting, I need my money, nigga, before you get your ass whooped like fucking, what's his name? Family Guy. When Stewie whooped up Brian's ass. Where my money, man? Where my money? So
shoot him in the kneecap.
Dane would have did that to Lee Daniels.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, man.
You know how frustrated and pissed off you gotta be to approach a man in public while he's wearing a cape?
Oh my god, it was like a sweater cape or whatever. Oh, he was big, man. He wanted his money. He wanted that. He wanted his money. So
seeing that brought nostalgia because that gave me an inside scoop of how Dame was getting deals done before Jay went corporate.
Yeah, but that's another reason why Jay distanced himself from Dame because of the shit he was doing.
But I don't hold this against him.
I know. But at first I was
they
like,
owe you $2 million for 2 years.
When I first saw it,
I get upset when a motherfucker owes me $20.
It was longer than
after 2 weeks.
It was longer than 2 years. It was longer than 2 years. Precious came out like years ago. He said he gave him that money to help him start Precious, and then it just went out of hand, and he was ducking and dodging him. So he saw him at that event, and he rolled up on him, and now he's fucking having a promo run on it. So hopefully he gets his money. Yeah. Anyway, rolling to the NFL. Panthers' former owner, Jerry Richardson, got fined $2.5 million for workplace issues.
He did.
Workplace issues.
Yes, that was the sexual misconduct that we spoke on some episodes ago.
Yep.
Of course, he's no longer in charge of the organization, but they handled that. The positive is that the money's going to be going to organizations that address race and gender issues. So, I mean...
that's safe face.
Yeah, I'll give it applause to that, though.
That's you.
They could have pocketed the money and used it to make some more slogans about kneeling for the flag.
When we get to the whole ass Seahawks, the Legion of Boom just dies even more. Cam Chancellor announces his retirement because of a neck injury.
Yeah,
that's sad, but fuck the Seahawks. But Cam Chancellor as a player, damn man, he lived that was a great year. But he had a great career.
He had a
great career.
What was it? He was drafted 2010?
Something like that.
Around there? Because I don't think he was a part of that big class that got the F grade, right?
Nah.
Man. I always say I'm going to remember that author's name or the critic's name, and I always forget it, and maybe it's for good reason. Mm-hmm. But you got to feel like a dumbass.
I mean, hey man, Cam Chancellor completely changed Vernon Davis's whole life.
Yo, Vernon Davis went from
Vernon Davis.
Vernon Davis went
Ruined.
from
one of the
beast
best
to talking about yams, sweet potato yams.
Never gonna let that go, aren't you?
No, never.
Yams. I'm surprised. I didn't watch that game because I was doing some stuff on Thanksgiving.
So that was the same year. So a few weeks later, that's when the Battle of the Bay came across, and I was
gonna bring that up again, huh?
I'm not bringing up the game. I'm bringing up what happened between Marquette and Vernon Davis.
Oh, okay.
So I go back to the locker room after the game, and Marquette and I are talking. He's like, yeah, I walked up to him afterwards, and I was just like, sweet potato yams.
And what did Vernon do?
Just looked at him and walked away.
Hey. I would have socked him in
Cam
his
Chancellor
throat.
took his heart.
He sure did. He was never the same after that hit. Never. But fuck the Seahawks.
Found a way to get a title, though.
Fuck him.
Yeah, as a backup.
Yeah.
He had what, one snap, I think, in the Super Bowl?
Something
Who?
like that.
Vernon Davis.
Oh, yeah. And got
his
himself.
ring, though.
Yeah, but he didn't do
When
shit.
he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And now where is he now? Kansas City? Chiefs?
I don't even know where he's at.
Fuck him.
I mean, I'm really not even following football like that right now.
I'm just saying, fuck him.
But I am following this story.
God.
You talk about let the bodies hit the floor.
The bodies hit the floor.
I mean, God. So you got Giants cornerback Janoris Jenkins. He was on vacation at the time. Something. But all of a sudden, reports come out. Detectives are at his crib saying, "Yeah, we found a body in your basement."
Nigga, what?
What kind of shit is that?
Like legit.
What kind of shit is that?
Legit.
Kind of shit. is-
Right. And so at first I had to reread it because I'm like, wait a minute. And then as the reports are coming out, they're saying that family members were in charge of the house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, somebody in his family really threw a body down there like it was a sleeping bag. Ain't that a bitch?
That sucks.
And so, of course, as I said, he was out of town. He was supposed to come back in town, but he ended up staying in Miami. And then his brother, William, is now being charged for manslaughter. And come to find out, the body is a family member.
Oh, wow.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought it was like a family friend at first.
From what I read, it was a family member that was
wow.
staying at the house.
That's bad.
So I haven't picked too much up since, but I remember just seeing that
Wow.
wow.
Okay.
Probably that
Yeah.
cousin nobody likes. You know what I'm
Probably.
talking
You know, that cousin that has to get dealt with every now
I bet
and then.
I bet he owed somebody money. Like,
Shit.
Seriously.
yeah.
So, and another body was found in the freezer.
Yeah, it was in Atlanta where the Braves play in baseball. So they found a body in the freezer.
Okay.
Crazy.
What's going on during the off season, man? Like, this is. So I don't get about football off season. That's why.
This is mid-season for baseball.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
mid season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's random.
How do you put a body mid-season in the freezer and just find it?
Hey, that's some fucking Dexter
Hey,
shit. That's some Dexter shit right there.
That's like when it
man.
reminds me of when they found Carbone from Goodfellas.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. But then I'm even thinking, I'm like, I mean, if God forbid this man wasn't hanging up on the rack, it's like, how
Man.
does it take that long to find this person?
It was in the freezer. Like, damn.
Probably hidden, man. Like, I mean, you got to imagine a freezer for like a stadium. It's got to be huge.
Yeah,
You
You
know
know
who?
what I'm saying? Like, you could probably be hiding like behind boxes, behind, you know, who knows what.
that's true.
You know who I want to put in the freezer? Tyreek.
Yeah. Tariq.
It's a big rich town.
Oh, yeah.
He just needs to go in the freezer.
Give me a
Chopped
hell
up,
yeah.
chopped up, and just, I really don't like that. In the words of 50 Cent, I really just don't like that boy.
Yeah.
He is a fictional character, but I've never hated anyone so much as that. He needs to die.
Yeah. I've reached that point.
He just, I really do not like him.
Before we get into it, let me, spoiler.
How's a spoiler? It's been out for like 2 days now.
Some people still haven't seen it.
Well, that's their fault. Everyone knows that when stars...
It's their fault, but I at least want to cover it.
I mean, spoilers, it's been a whole week.
Whatever. It's covered.
It's a big,
now
rich
town.
town.
Now we can get into it.
It's not my fault you from the poorest part.
All right.
Shit.
Powers bite.
Power is back.
Yeah.
But Tyreek needs to die. 1 episode in. So Ghost should not have no kids now, except that little kid he keeps hiding like Drake.
Just man, dude. So season 5 picks up literally a week. It's within the week. It's within the week Raina dies.
Yeah,
or I should say murdered
in the chest.
And of course, when we left off, it was the trio. Well, all reunited, the 3 Musketeers back together again.
3 Niggeteers and the white boy.
And we pick up from that standpoint. Action ensues. Nice shootout. Yeah, I like that scene. Tommy goes and tries to fit in with his newfound family, which of course is now the mafia. Yeah, because of his father's ties.
Yeah.
Once they get it out of Tariq that Dre was in contact with him, and he knew about Kanan the whole time, that's when they all compile, as if they already didn't compile, but we're gonna kill Dre. And then when Tommy finds out about the preacher, or the father, that confirms it. So Tommy goes and hires 2 henchmen, 80K, whatever. And they're in the funeral.
Oh, man, this is the part that got me.
Well, the part that got me at first, and I was upset on behalf of Tommy, was how he's the girl's godfather, and they, go sit in the back, and Tosh and Ghost are like, what are you talking about? This is her godfather. And then, he was like, it's not the place. Don't worry about it. I'll go sit back. So then Tariq goes up and does the eulogy.
Cries, fake cries.
Because before he goes up there, he hears his Uncle Tommy lean into his father's ear and say, we're in position. He realizes they're in position for Dre.
Man, see you describing this scene pisses me off.
And he runs into the bathroom and he texts one word, run. And Dre puts it together, realizes where he's at, and he goes on the run and escapes not 1,
not 2,
not 3, but 4 gunmen.
How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? Don't even press the button. What kind of shit is that? One episode in, you done pissed me off. And why did Tyreek do that? Explain to the people why Tyreek did that.
From what I took from it is that he doesn't know about Dre's full involvement. All he knows is that Dre was assigned to protect him, and he kept egging him off. So he would feel responsible. He's already responsible for 1 person's death. Actually, 2, because of the lady and the heist. So he doesn't want to make it a 3rd. Unbeknownst to him that Dre has now taken over as one of the kingpins of New York and is trying to wash all them out anyways.
See, Ghost needs to become Kanan and kill his own son. I swear to God, someone needs to kill him before I find a way to do some voodoo shit and jump in the TV and kill him myself.
Here's my theory.
Shit.
My theory is that Tariq not only makes it out of season 5, but he takes out Tommy or Kanan in the process.
He's gonna be the most hated character since Skyler from Breaking Bad. I hate that little nigga. I just don't like that boy.
Yeah.
1 episode in, and and we got 9 more weeks of this. Yeah. And he gonna piss me off like when Ghost nearly wanted to kill him in the beginning. And he was still acting like a little bit. Like, even looking at him, he looks like a
fucking little kid.
Oh, man. Just looking at him, he looks like a bitch. I thought this driver in season 1 and 2, he was a bitch. This little nigga.
Oh, Sean?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I thought he was a bitch. No. It's just like how he just feels so brave because he knows he can get away with this shit. Nah, man, you need to get shot in the heart and the dick. So you can hear it, but so you can feel it both ways.
Pause on
That's how much I don't like him. Why do I have to end it that way?
Man.
Anyway, yeah, and 50 got at Terry Crews.
Yeah. I don't understand. I'm trying to get out of the mind frame of power because Angela's role now as whatever her role as top in the precinct, but Tasha approaches her saying, Tariq did it. You got to erase my gun out of evidence, otherwise it's gonna get traced back to us if they found the bullet. So now her place is there, but now she's also being watched by internal affairs, and it's
just a whole bunch of messy. How long does this? This needs to be the last season.
It does.
Like I told you, this season needs to be the last season.
But I don't think it won't.
Didn't we say that last season and the season before that? It needs, it's kind of wearing out its welcome. Still gonna watch, but it's wearing out its welcome.
I mean, in its defense, it at least hasn't jumped the Empire broom yet.
Empire jumped after one season.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say one season. They jumped with like 11 out of 12 episodes. However many episodes they had.
Hey, you watched
on the final episode.
Season. Yeah, the final episode
was when they jumped, and I was like, I'm not jumping with you. I'm out.
I think everyone jumped, and it's still on. That's the crazy part about it. Power's still on. People still watch that shit. I forgot that shit's on.
Yeah, they got some big time names that I never thought would have been on as regulars, but they're
at least they got work now.
I mean, if they cutting the check, take the money.
Bucket.
I'm mad at you.
Hopefully Terry Crews gets a job over there because he spoke. Did he speak in front of Congress or some shit about what's been going on?
Something about that, and they keep questioning him, talking about, well, why didn't you do anything? I mean, it's like, do you not see what the hell's happening to black and brown people in the media with the cops when they try to do something?
If he would have did that to him, he would have gotten blackballed. Okay, he's getting blackballed right now, and for whatever reason, 50 Cent wants to make fun of him. And I ask because I know 50's MO. He don't make fun of nobody unless he has an issue with them. You know,
right, so I'm trying to figure out what his issue
What did Terry
was
Crews do to 50 to make him attack him?
Did he turn down a role in Power? Or
did he turn down, like...
he turned down doing a skit for G-Unit or something?
Like, did something happen for him to fucking just go in on him and make fun of his shit? And Russell Simmons made fun of him and shit like that.
Yeah, and then a 17th person came out and spoke out against Russell Simmons.
Man, God don't like ugly. Man, God don't like ugly. I can tell you that. 50 Cent, he knows he ain't about shit. He got money, but he ain't about shit. So, whatever.
At least we can all say he's at least been consistent with that. Because, I mean, Mayweather went out and bought, an $18 million watch, and then he made fun of him for that. He's consistent.
He's consistent. No one's off of it, except if your name is Eminem.
I mean, speaking of that, he also sold Get the Strap for $1 million.
To who?
What the?
Some mogul. But now they're going to be making... You thought the sweatshirts and hats he was making now was going to be collecting profit? They're going to flip that whole thing and make a profit.
Hey, 50 is the ultimate hustler, man. Ambition. For real. That's a good song, by the way. Yeah.
Easily.
Movie, on the other hand, yeah. So anyway.
And so there's that, and then... As we dive into Luke Cage real quick, since we just touched on it.
Yeah, I tried to get into it. Like I was watching it, and then I kind of got sidetracked. And then the show got kind of boring, so I'll get back to it. And then I found out they got new episodes of Supergirl and The Last Jedi dropped on Netflix. And it's just like, this is too much. I'll get back to it. Ain't going nowhere. I ain't care if you spoil it.
Okay. I mean, basically what happens is, like I said last week, which
everybody dies?
No, it was more powers, more problems.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. Luke is in a situation where he's trying to figure out how to properly serve the people, but still find ways to maximize profits. Mariah has fully converted and embraced her
villainous.
Yeah. But then we get introduced to her daughter Tilda. And then, of course, Luke and Claire, they part ways after the second or third episode.
So they don't ever get back. Cause I went all the way up to when him and Rosario got into that huge ass argument, and he punched the wall.
Yeah, when she leaves after that, she's gone for the rest of the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she doesn't come back.
Well, she'll probably go to Daredevil,
right?
Because she's still on that.
Misty, on the other hand, she loses her arm, and then she gets a bionic arm, and then she starts whooping ass. And
when she get the new arm, what episode?
I'd say about halfway through the season.
Okay, so I'm like halfway there, kind of.
Yeah, it's not too far off. Like I said on the last episode...
Did you hear the horns?
No, but it's been weeks. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
They had the opportunity.
So what? So
this is no longer a spoiler.
So with Power, it's been out for like a few days, and the new episode
Power came out at midnight on Saturday. It's barely Monday, so there's usually a 3-day rule.
It's a 3-day rule, but
by the time the third day wouldn't be until midnight tonight. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Luke Cage came out the day before my birthday. If you ain't seen it by now, like
10 episodes.
I don't know what the hell to tell you.
Yeah.
But you got Bushmaster.
Oh, that boy.
What's your thoughts on Bushmaster?
When I saw him, that was just crazy. It was just the opening episode. You just see Luke just walking the streets after he gets kicked out of his girl's house All of a sudden, this old bummer-clot Jamaican dude just goes and just whoops his ass.
Give me a hell yeah.
On camera in front of YouTube and everything. I was like,
Wait, they call me Bushmaster.
Bushmaster.
Harlem is me birthright.
All you needed was Michael Blackson to show up, be like his spokesperson. You motherfucker, you mother sucker, you, and just beat the shit out. You little bitch ass nigga got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah,
and that was him.
It turns out that Bushmaster is not the villain; he's the anti-hero.
Really? So why did he whoop Luke Cage's ass then? For the fuck of it?
Well,
because he whoops his ass and walks away. That's what
it's because
funny.
He has the stance of anybody in my way, whether you're good or bad, you're gonna get got. What ends up happening and becomes revealed is that Mariah's family cheated his grandfather out of the Harlem's Paradise deal years ago. And then when his mom was trying to secure their deal, because his father was the one that brought in the liquor. So the liquor recipe was his family's legacy. So when his mom was trying to secure the deal with, I think, Madame Mabel.
Yeah.
When she was trying to secure the deal, they came back and they burned the house while both of them were in, and only he escaped. And he basically watched his mom die in front of him. And she walked past him and ripped the contracts up and was like, "Sorry, baby, but I told your mama wasn't dealing with no damn courts."
She walked away. Gangsta shit.
And so then 2 years later comes, so this is how everything ties together. Because you see how he's got quote unquote special powers. Yeah. Well, in his community, they look at him as not necessarily the one as the savior, but he has special abilities. Like he was quote unquote like the chosen one.
So he's like the Black Panther.
Kind of. So years later, he's out trying to make a living just selling fruit. And then Uncle Pete shows up and puts 2 caps in him to finish him off.
Oh, shit.
When he does it, one of his friends runs up, carries him up to the medicine lady, and the stuff he's been after Tilda for to get, she puts it in him. And so what she says is, the hell's the name of whatever the leaf is called? I forgot.
It's called Hoyt.
That's all you, because it ain't there.
If you don't know what to call it, we just go to Hoyt.
Yeah. So what she says is that Nightshade doesn't expose, it just reveals what you truly are. And so what it does was it healed him up right away, and it confirmed he has special abilities. So as a result, he's after Harlem because Harlem is his birthright because his family was cheated out of it.
Ooh, so he's not really the villain then.
No, he's the anti-hero.
So did him and Luke Cage team up and shit?
They team up for a little bit, and then Mariah gets fed up, so she goes after his family, his uncle.
Who, Luke Cage's uncle?
No, Bushmaster. You know how he congregates at the diner?
Yeah.
She goes in there and kills his whole family and burns his uncle on fire. Alive.
Was that the season finale?
No. Oh. It was like 2 episodes before.
Oh, shit.
And then in the end, Mariah, Tilda, she kills Mariah. Mariah gets caught, goes to jail. And then Tilda puts on a venomous lipstick and she gives her the kiss of death. Ooh. And then when Luke goes to see her, she like falls out and she's bleeding from the mouth. And then the catch is that, of course, she writes her will. So Tilda thinks she's gonna get Harlem's Paradise.
Yeah.
Mariah gives it to Luke.
Oh.
And Luke ends up becoming a part of the Dark World because his role is to make sure that none of the dealings happen in Harlem. So as a result of that, he has to be a part of the world to make sure everything moves around Harlem.
So it's kind of a bittersweet ending.
Kind of. It sets everything up nice for season 3 because then Tilda goes from the outsider looking in, because come to find out, Tilda is actually the love child from when Uncle Pete molested Mariah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so
like that.
Right. So, and of course, with this whole thing with Mariah, she's embracing Stokes versus trying to change her stance with Dillard. So what happens is after she dies, Tilda thinks she's getting the club. She doesn't. She leaves pissed off and she comes back in the club, and you could already get the sense in season 3 she's going to be the one that continues the Stokes underworld legacy.
Okay. I might watch the rest of the season.
I'll say this. The first half it's a chore to get through, but once you get to episode 6 or 7, that's when it catches its groove and it just goes up from there.
Okay. Yeah, because it was just like it was getting slow. It was like it was getting to that point like, okay, get to the point. And then it was after the Nipsey show. That's when I started watching it. All of a sudden, I was like, okay. Then I was getting caught up in other stuff. And then I look on Netflix. I'm like, oh, Star Wars. Oh, Supergirl. Supergirl's a good show. You need to watch that.
Iron Fist makes an appearance.
Oh, fuck that nigga. He shows up. What's he say? Hi and bye?
No, he's there for a whole episode. They start whooping ass for a whole episode.
Yeah, he needs to just he needs
then
to show up on other episodes because he does not need another show or
And
another
then there's
season.
a plot twist with a love triangle.
Oh, but it doesn't involve Rosario Dawson at all.
No, but it involves the some of the main characters. The love triangle is between Shades, Mariah, and the former inmate Shay.
Really?
Shay. Remember the two inmates in season 1 that were whooping on Luke?
Yeah.
And now one was Shades?
Yeah.
The other one gets out. Well, it comes out that, while they were in jail,
Okay.
and Mariah could sense it, and that was her role and all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you to watch Supergirl because I know just hearing it is just pretty dumb. But the first season, you still haven't watched it, huh? Well, you watched Black Lightning.
I've heard good things about it. I just started Black Lightning.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Lightning was the first episode. So I literally just finished the first episode. First episode to me was a bit corny, but you, Jason, and a few other people were telling me, yo, just
keep
watching. And even with the corniness, I still liked it. Yeah. So I was like, if you guys are saying keep going, no, that's fine.
It's a real good show, man. Okay. It's surprising.
So I heard the soundtrack is fire.
It's kind of like the PG-13 version of Luke Cage.
Okay.
Just if Luke Cage had.
Oh, and that's the other thing about Luke Cage. The soundtrack got better this season.
Oh, I bet it did. I know KRS-One's all over it, right?
Rakim.
Yeah.
There's this blues singer, I think in episode 4 or 5.
We saw that part.
Yeah, they let him go for like 5 or 6 minutes because he was so damn good. Like they gave him all kinds of airtime. And
Netflix,
Jadakiss and Faith Evans made their appearance as a couple.
And they actually are a couple.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. They made their appearance as a couple through Luke Cage.
Wow,
they were one of the musical guests.
So Biggie's wife is with his label mate,
protege, something like that.
It's whatever.
It's been almost 20 years.
I know, but still,
a lot of time has passed.
A lot of time has passed since he died. Still crazy how Faith Evans and Lil' Kim still had beef with each other for like all them years until the Bad Boy reunion tour, and that's when they talked it all out.
They even did wasn't one of the songs on one of the King and I?
Yeah. It was like, damn, you that nigga if your wife and your side chick do a song together.
You got some juice.
You got even in heaven, like even where Pac is, like, yeah, that's cool. Hey, fucked her too. Don't forget.
Allegedly.
Hey man, you claim to be a player. Oh, that was another talk I want to talk. Well, before we wrap up, double albums. What's your take on it?
I don't even want to talk about it.
No, not on Drake, but just double albums. Period.
Only a select few can pull it off.
And who was
the last one that I saw pull it off? Well, was Crit.
Okay. Yeah, because me and you had a back and forth. I don't think I made it clear enough about all my viewpoints on All Eyes on Me and shit. I feel All Eyes.
That was
got in your head a bit, and I was like, "Dude, you need to chill." I'm just fucking with you.
You should have let me know beforehand.
Because I was at work.
Comes to pop,
I know, and I was like, "Dude, I'm just." And I wanted to say, I'm just at this point. Like, you know what? Let me just fuck with you a bit.
When it comes to Pac, anybody could get it. I don't care if you a stranger on the street or if you my partner on a podcast. Anybody can get this smoke.
I just felt. Well, that's what I want to do to fucking Tyreek. Play that shit again. Everything. Die. So
that shit reminds me of Harlem Nights. You know what I mean? Like the Tommy gun and then pow.
Stop shooting that shit.
No, but with double album.
Stop it. Just stop it.
I just feel with double albums. I just felt when it came to All Eyes on Me. I just felt when it came to Biggie, I felt he was the only one who could do it flawlessly when I don't have to skip a track. On All Eyes on Me, the second disc in particular, like the first half, the first disc on All Eyes on Me, damn near perfection. Second half, that's when I start skipping.
Well, see, the thing is that the second half of the disc was more based on his Bay Area roots.
I get it. Yeah.
So, but even if you go across that second disc. Can't See Me, Shorty Wanna Be a Thug.
Can't See Me, I'm still skeptical on.
Yo.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, you look at let's put it in perspective. Who's the only other person to get Dre and George Clinton on the same record?
I know who you're going. Kendrick.
So, from that perspective, I mean, even though the song was already done, in terms of production wise before Pac set
I
foot in the building.
don't know. Maybe that song just didn't. I don't know. It's like on again, off again. Some days I
mean,
like
that song's
it.
energetic.
Yeah,
Like,
some days I like it.
Energy.
Other days it's just like,
Shorty Wanna Be a Thug is a classic.
Oh, I know.
And then you get to really, if you let me pull up the track list real quick.
Because I remember looking at it. Let's all of us look at this.
Yeah, because on my version, I got the original California Love on the first disc, and then I put the remix on at the end.
Like the extended version of the original one? Like
no, I got the regular.
I had that at one point. I don't know where it's at. It's probably somewhere on YouTube. I don't know where it was. It's the one with Roger Troutman. Like yeah. Shake it, mama, shake it, mama. Yeah, I can't do that high note. Fuck that. But the songs I skip when I start playing it is usually I start skipping around When We Ride, even though that's when we get introduced to the Outlaws. And Thug Passion sometimes. Okay. Checkout Time. Rather Be Your Nigga.
Checkout Time. You know I know Corrupt first.
I know you do.
They label me an outlaw, so it's time for the pandemic. My fantasies came true. With Janet on, I mean the escapade.
Okay. And Run the Streets I skip. Sometimes ain't too hard to find.
Yeah, Run the Streets was a perfect sample of Piece of My Love.
Yeah.
So my thing is, Holla at Me was definitely a shot at Big.
Yeah.
Also a shot at damn, who's the cat's name? The one that was responsible for him getting shot at Quad.
Jimmy Henchman?
No, not Henchman. You know the one that got murdered literally the year later.
Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank too. Man.
But that guy.
Yeah. It'll come to me later.
Yeah,
but that was a shot at them. Wonder why They Call You Bitch was really. He was taking shots at Dolores Tucker too.
Of course, in the end, yeah.
Right. When We Ride, I'm 50-50 on that one because on one hand, I know how people get when they see the Outlaws, but that was actually one of their stronger performances during their tenure.
Let's put it to you this way. Every time I hear Hail Mary, when I hear APB skip. Yeah. It's like Pac has such great verses, and then you hear Hail Mary, and then you hear the Outlaws start rapping. Like, why are you guys rapping? I mean, it's just like
they're the little homies.
You keep the little homies at home. That's why they're the homies. I mean, I can't
don't work when you try to put them on.
I can't disrespect the Outlaws like that, but sometimes they kind of ruin songs for me.
Thug Passion, I gotta give you that. I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Picture Me Rolling is,
of course, that's a classic.
Yeah. I already spoke on Checkout Time.
Yeah, we know.
Rather Be Your Nigga. I promise you, if that came out on Me Against the World, that's a single.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's easily a single.
Easy.
All Eyes on Me, of course.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I already spoke on Run the Streets. Ain't Hard to Find is mob music at its finest.
Yes.
The entire clique and SIBO.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then Heaven Ain't Hard to Find with Danny Boy. Danny Boy got some shine on this album.
Yeah, he was all over that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to double albums, it's like when it comes to Biggie, it's damn near flawless. Like, I just mean something, and I can say the same about Game, but even though it doesn't count as a double album. What, Life After Death? I don't care.
I just want to refresh because
Life After Death, like that's damn near. That is, I'm not really, even though I really like Pac a lot more. Life After Death is pretty much perfection.
Damn near.
Yeah.
The B.I.G. interlude I could do without.
Nah, come on.
I really didn't feel Niggas Bleed.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That was a great story track, man. Come on. Man.
I Got a Story to Tell was funny, especially
Classics.
with it being, we know the Nick that it was about now. Another with Kim, but I get it.
It flowed right in, going back to Cali.
It was the protege. She was the female rapper. 10 Crack Men's is a classic. Easy.
Yeah. Play
Haters funny.
Nasty Boy.
Nasty Boy is I kind of do without
nasty
that.
Nasty Boy, you nasty.
The fact Too Short was on here was impressive.
The sky's the limit. The world is full. Yeah, Long Kiss Goodnight. You're nobody to someone.
No, the ending of this album was
perfection.
I would say from Sky's the Limit on down.
It was perfection.
You
can't. That's what I'm saying with double.
I wouldn't call this perfection. I would just say there was definitely some misses on this, but overall.
But could you see yourself making a playlist of Life After Death?
No. Same way I can't do it with All Eyes on Me.
Because disc 1 is perfection. Disc 2 is like that's debatable. pretty much.
I mean, it's debatable, but even then, even if you got to debate it, you could at least say at least half of the songs on there you still vibe with.
See, that's why Hov regrets doing Blueprint 2 with the double disc. Because he's
he
guru.
kind of pulled an Aubrey at that time.
This is, in a way, Scorpion is Drake's Blueprint 2.
Yeah, except he came after the fact he didn't have any classics before.
Hey, Blueprint 2. Hey, there was classic records on Blueprint 2.
No.
Oh.
I'm not talking about Jay. I'm talking about Aubrey.
Oh,
he released Scorpion without having a classic, so now it just looks horrible.
Oh, completely horrible. So,
double albums though. Bone Thugs and Harmony did a double album with The Art of War, right?
Yeah,
I wasn't really feeling that.
It was just too much, man.
Yeah.
It was just way too much. Like, their style is good, like in spurts.
Yeah, man, I mean that's the thing too. I respect Bone. Obviously, they done a lot for the culture, but they're one of those groups where I see they did numbers. Their music really didn't age well
at all.
Like if you think about it, now their singles, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
their singles, definitely. But if you start getting into the meat and potatoes of their album, that stuff's not aging well.
Yeah, double album is kind of hard because that's something that you really gotta be. You gotta be completely focused and really, like, you gotta be really focused on what you need to talk about on each disc, pretty much.
E40 when he first did Revenue Retrieving, the first two were on par.
Yeah.
And then after that,
do you really call them double albums? Double discs? Oh, like 2 disc sets? Because they're like... He just had the... He had the mind frame to follow what Mac Dre did, because a lot of people would give it to Nelly, but Dre did that before Nelly did it. Yeah.
Which was to drop 2 albums the same day. Except that when Dre did it, they were legit 2 different albums. E40 did it, but he was breaking his double albums up.
Right.
So when we get... Like I said a few episodes ago, when we get the Gift of Gab, that's actually going to be his first solo disc album in a while.
Yeah. So we all thought E40 was going to drop this week, too. I thought we would have had something positive to talk about when it comes to music. From a real Scorpio.
Positivity coming, all my fellow pedestrians. We celebrating Furrow's birthday in a few days on the 5th. So
whose birthday?
Mac Dre.
Oh.
That's Mac Dre Day.
And it's going to be the anniversary of the podcast.
Yeah.
Been one.
Same day. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's right. Our anniversary for the podcast and Mac Dre's birthday are one and the same.
Yes, it is. So, at that point, this is... We got to hit us on Twitter. Got to, tag yourselves.
Yeah, so, again, we always appreciate the feedback.
All the Drake, all the hates for, what JC said about Aubrey, go to him. Don't come to me.
Yeah,
you're still going to come to me.
Again, I want smoke, so bring it.
Yeah, but I'm going to get that terror in when they see the title for this shit. They're going to be like, oh my God, you're still talking about him, until they actually listen and they hear what both y'all said, and I just stayed quiet.
Right. But of course, again, we appreciate all the feedback. Please like, comment, and then of course you can hit us on Twitter or all social medias across the board with me, all one name, JC No Hundreds.
Direct the hate to him, and you all know me, Mr. BUSBY 408 on the Twitter.
And all social media platforms, Beats Be Killing Them.
And then of course the official podcast social handle on Instagram is The Illogical Sense, and then on Twitter it's TILLogicalSP.
Follow all that.
And then on Facebook, find the page.
Yes,
you can like it
too. Like it, you get updates, all that.
Yeah, we are officially now 5 episodes away from.
Honey!
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Spicy.
So who do you blame? Who do you blame for the Aubrey having a bad album?
Himself.
Yeah, I blame Jed York too. And fuck him too.